This YouTube broadcast is intended for adult viewers 21 years or older.
It's the Casual Toy Chat.
Casbro Records, bitch.
It's the Casual Toy Chat. It's Flex Friday.
Jesus and Kaz on the track. It's Flex Friday, where all the bitches get wet.
Hope the fam all had a great Thanksgiving. Flexing every Friday despite the cost of living. Talking toys, rolling green, you know we shot sipping. Putting on a show where the hosts are far stripping. The place with no cap, we don't do no fibbing. Top notch chefs and we got the blue ribbon. Chef in the flex with no pre-mixing. Every fucking week we be off in the kitchen. Crank the stove up to 350 degrees. 15-pound bird tray mac and some cheese gravy. Cornbread and some black eyed peas. Apron on our chest, taking shots, hitting the weed. We cook the flex hot and fresh every week. 47 exactly, give the playlist a peek. Everyone's entertaining, them boys on the streak. Only Toy Spot on YouTube where check is the link. If you can't stand the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. This one's for special niches, voids that's been missing. Where you can beat yourself, ain't nobody tripping. Showing off our toys in abundant provision. Stick a fork in the flex, it's almost done. No competition, we are second to none. Clearing off our plates and we ain't leaving no crumb. Talking monetization, we are not the ones. We are the big cats eating fancy feasts. Started being myself and the views increased. We are the fucking flex till we older deceased. And only 5 more songs left to be released. We are the boys that can't lose, just like we're righteous. We got the golden touch and it's just like Midas. Undimmable shine, not even the slightest. The show's about to start, enjoy your itis. Crank the stove up to 350 degrees. 15-pound bird tray mac and some cheese gravy. Cornbread and some black eyed peas. Apron on our chest, taking shots, hitting the weed. We cook the flex hot and fresh every week. 47 exactly, give the playlist a peek. Everyone's entertaining, them boys on the streak. Only Toy Spot on YouTube where check is the link.
47 flexes in, and somehow I'm rapping about rum roast again.
Goddamn.
Fill it with gravy from my black eyed peas till it overflows and drips down the vagine. These bitches know what I mean. I got the corn and you know it's sweet cream. Only the prime cut of quality meat. Blacking the mac and I'm melting the cheese. Scrumdiddlyumptious. Carving that pussy like pumpkins. You know the bedroom is jumping, and that the mattress is flooded. There is no point in running. The rapture's upon us, and she hears the trumpets. She gotta get her life right. She know that Jesus is coming.
Crank the stove up to 350 degrees. 15-pound bird tray mac and some cheese gravy. Cornbread and some black eyed peas. Apron on our chest, taking shots, hitting the weed. We cook the flex hot and fresh every week. 47 exactly, give the playlist a peek. Everyone's entertaining, them boys on the streak. Only Toy Spot on YouTube where check is the link.
Flex Friday been ours, you already know this. Week after week we get proof that we owned it. Late nights with Cass and Jesus the asshole, what could you ask for? Bringing lava to hot flows. Delta 8 chain slick to cigarettes, I need more. Bitch, go team, go.
Crank the stove up to 350 degrees. 15-pound bird tray mac and some cheese gravy. Cornbread and some black eyed peas. Apron on our chest, taking shots, hitting the weed. We cook the flex hot and fresh every week. 47 exactly, give the playlist a peek. Everyone's entertaining, them boys on the streak. Only Toy Spot on YouTube where check is the link.
What's up, y'all? To another Stunt Saturday. Start of the holidays. What's going on, y'all? We starting up the holiday season. Hey, what's going on right there, man? Well, stop. I'll get it to you in a minute, bro. Calm down. Give him an hat, please. What up? What up? What up, y'all? Goddamn, 7 people watching, man. If y'all don't mind, hit the like button.
The holiday season is upon us.
Yes, yes. I got my Christmas tree up and all this shit.
I ain't doing all that shit, but I might smash it. Let me just cut a little hole. Oh yeah. These are my actual pants. I'm tripping. These are my Nike pants. I'm tripping. Boy. I'd have been too sad if I would have got home, had that shit in my head, got home and cut them. And
we got a third party coming?
Yeah, but she had left her keys in her cup. I wasn't about to be late. Jeanette.
Oh, she is? After y'all?
She was in the car and then she forgot the stuff. And I was like, well, I was like, you want me to stop or keep going? She was like, just stop. I walk.
I thought you pissed her off last night.
I mean, I told y'all it was scripted.
We didn't believe
it, because it wasn't. She was mad at me. Bruce Knight.
All right, we're gonna shout out everybody in the chat, man. Moto Frank.
What up, Moto Frank?
What's up, man? S3D Toys in the house. What up, Steve-O? Bruce Banner in chat, live in the building. Bones Dragon. DFS, Vega Corleone. What's up, man? Sir, Fuego.
Next Friday is ours. You already know this.
And it looks as though
it's raining outside.
It is raining?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's supposed to. It was supposed to rain.
I didn't know it was supposed to rain. Yeah. So that shouts out everybody that's in the chat, man. If y'all if y'all comment, man, we'll shout out in the chat. I wonder how our internet is looking, man. I see that one bar on the Wi-Fi, even though my computer is hardwired. I don't know why it always shows that fucking Wi-Fi shit. How we look, y'all? Are we all pixelated and shit, man? Just out of curiosity, because I'm seeing a one bar on the Wi-Fi.
That's right, Gigs. They said they can't hear you.
Gig a shot. What up?
You can't hear us.
Audio
is low.
Is it turned up?
Yeah.
Maybe we just had it ducked off in the cut.
What about now? I mean, is it still low?
Y'all know I'm quiet, Bruce, as well. So.
I'm the loud one. Of course I am. I'm the black guy.
He said better now. Okay. Yeah, it might have just been. I got this little cubby.
When it started off, it was back in the fucking cut.
Yeah, I got this little cubby that I slide the mic into when I get in at night, and it was still in the cubby, so that might have been what was going on in there. Let's see. I'm just getting my little party favor together here real quick. Oh, you been playing?
That's only had the top half of everything, though. I'm still gonna have to buy probably like 2 more cans of the green. I think that green is gonna be part of. I don't know. I don't if it's gonna stay.
Yeah, he thought you was gonna bring it to show it tonight.
How can I? It's got paint. Yeah, he knew I was painting. I talked to him.
Okay. He's showing me pictures of it right now, man.
It'll probably be done by Wednesday, Thursday. Definitely by Friday.
I'm not sure what the cure time is on the paint. I think you want to leave it for a whole day without fucking with it.
Yeah, so with this paint, you can put another coat on before 5 hours or
it's gonna look crazy as fuck.
You can put another coat on before 5 hours or after 24 hours. But I'm gonna let it. I've got to sit in Bubba's room just with the fan on in there. Like my whole house smelled like. Well, of course I did it outside as you see in the picture. But my house smelled like if I lit a match, the bitch was gonna blow up. So I stood outside with it, just to make sure, dogs. But I stuck it in Bubba's room because then what I noticed was after like 20 fucking minutes, all these little bugs like flies and gnats and shit were just getting stuck. Yeah. I was like, man, fuck. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna just put it in this bedroom. So I'm gonna have to probably the next time I paint it, when I do another coat tomorrow, I'll do it, and then I'll probably stick it in my bathroom and just open both windows up in my bathroom, and close the door, of course, so it's ventilated. The whole fucking house. I had it. It takes up the whole dining room table.
Hey, I would say, I give you the key to the shed back there. There's a panel missing on the top of the roof, though. I don't know how dependable that's going to be.
I'm paranoid about this. If I have to breathe fumes all night, then I'll die. Just remember, Steve is the one. But yeah, I dusted it. I kind of fucked up. This is my first time doing the dusting. But what's probably going to happen is I'm going to put another coat of pink over it. Now that I know how to dust it properly, I'll probably put another coat of pink on it and dust it the way.
Hey, some of your shit you ain't gonna want to double coat. This right here, like that gearing mechanism, that's going to be under a piece.
I know.
I wouldn't coat that again.
The only only reason I coded it, he didn't change. Only reason I coded it once is just so it'll be all uniform when it flips out and all that. But I'm not gonna paint it again.
Don't paint that
I
part
skipped.
again,
I skipped painting it the second time.
because you want your tolerance.
Right.
Okay.
But it's not gonna be getting moved anyways. Once it goes up, it's going up. I bought the 50
still want to be able
pound.
to open your wings.
Right, but I'm saying though.
I know you ain't gonna be popping.
I did buy the 50 pound. The 50 pound fishing line was like $7, and then like the paint was like $24. I had bought some fucking acrylic paint. They had a 24 pack at Walmart of different colors. Man, that shit looks so fire, bro. But Steve was like, "Don't." He convinced me over the phone because I was painting the first. I painted like 1-2 wings.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit you with the link, Steve. Hold on, man.
He was like, "Don't do that shit, man." He was like, "Get you some spray paint. It'll be much easier on you. It's not gonna take fucking hours to do." And he's like, "The Walmart shit, it's gonna come off when you touch it." And so I packed all that shit up from when I was talking to you when I told you I was going to Walmart. I packed all that shit up, returned that and the paintbrushes back to Walmart. Went back out to Walmart. Fucking came back. The first coat was dry of the acrylic paint on the wings that I painted. As soon as I picked the wings up, the paint was coming off on my hand. I was like, it looked cool as fuck. I was kind of sad when Steve was like, it's not going to work out, but since y'all are the masters of it, I took his advice, and I'm glad I did, because it took me long enough just to do the 2 wings, and not the big ones either. I started off with the smaller ones, so it's going to be tight, y'all.
MIS1 says hello, Destiny.
What up, MIS1? Sergeant Schultz, Giga Shot. What? I just poured the shot in there. What?
I don't know what just happened. It was hilarious.
I just poured the shot in there. Poured the shot in there. There's no wine in there.
I know, you didn't give me a chance to put it in there.
I know.
Oh, that was her wine.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So I didn't get the man to know about the Santa Claus shit.
You don't have no Santa Claus stuff.
You don't know what the fuck I got.
When you got in the car the first time,
Links
before
in
you
the
left
chat,
the keys,
man.
But you
Join
could
in
have
in the
warned me.
morning.
Like, you could have warned me. You don't know what the fuck I got at the house.
Bro, I was passing out in the bed. I don't know if it was from the fumes in the house or what. Hand it up. You shut the fuck up. You can leave back out this door.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, man. So I left the house to get out the fumes.
How was your guys' day today?
Time on lakes. We left.
It's been good,
Walked
man.
around
Just chilling.
one of the lakes.
That's cool.
What up, Steve?
Not much.
You see,
Been,
man, it's gonna be. Hey, I gotta send you. I'm about to send you another picture real quick.
Oh, cool.
This is gonna
What
be
up,
on my
Love
penis.
Studios?
It's gonna be a dick pic.
Sweet. What I've always wanted.
He said, sweet.
When Steve gets those.
What about M3? M3 don't get the dick pics.
Nah.
Yeah, today's been a crazy day, man. So my mom, she has a Doberman, and this Doberman is
I hate this.
it's pretty mean. She's had this thing for 4 years since it was a puppy,
What up, Doe Studio?
and this dog is only likes her and my stepdad, but he gets real violent around other animals. She's got or had 4 small dogs up until today. One of them was killed by her Doberman, and then when they tried to get the Doberman off of him, my stepdad got bit pretty bad. My mom got messed up, so they had to go to the hospital. The little puppy that they had died instantly. And the Doberman, like, we've been telling my mom, you got to get rid of this thing. It's gone after me a couple times. And so, like, I told my mom today, I'm like, look, I'm sorry for your loss about the other dog. And my mom now knows she has to get rid of this Doberman. So she's trying to find a rescue for it. But the dog has what's called dancing Doberman syndrome, which isn't life-threatening or anything, but it means its hind legs constantly move.
Yeah.
And it's violent. The dog it cannot be in a multi-pet family, and it's not good around kids. So, and the fact that it's already killed another animal, it's going to be hard to find someone to take them. So I told my mom, it's like you have to have it put down, and she doesn't want to do that, you know. And so I've been hoping or looking for today, like hitting up what you call like rescues and stuff like that.
I
But I
just
told,
saw the post on Facebook, man, and when I was reading it, I was like, damn, boy, that's a hell of a.
yeah, and I
That's
I
gonna be
told my
hard to
mom
get rid
today, I'm
of.
like, we're not going back over there until the dog's gone, because there's been a couple times it's come close where the dog's almost gotten one of us, and he's bit me once. And I told her, I said, you know, had I been there, I would have killed the damn thing, you know. And so I told her, I said, you gotta get rid of it. So been dealing with
There's
that.
almost no, there's almost no scenario though where someone giving the backstory on it, nobody's gonna want the dog.
No, I know, yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I told her. You know, no one's gonna want it, and it just it sucks. You know, it's like
And I'd
it's a
hate for you to
lose
find
lose.
somebody that would take the dog, and then you hear a news report 2 weeks later that a kid got killed or something.
Yep.
What? His mom's dog is losing its shit basically.
Yeah, and my mom, she loves this dog. I mean, and the dog's sweet to my mom. You know what I mean? And he's good with my stepdad, but anybody else, you know, he's vicious. And so
Like I don't have a dog. I've never had a dog.
we have
They
3
don't make
dogs.
like Valium for dogs to calm their nerves.
Okay, so they actually do. So they have CBD.
Okay.
And my mom actually buys that they're supposed to help with the aggression, and they've gone through training and all this other stuff. And with this dog, he's got a screw loose, and so
Hey, we had a homeboy that
there's and I mean, I can't say this to my mom, but for me, there's only one way out of it, and that's putting it euthanizing. You know what I mean? And she knows, like, she's basically, I think she's given it a week to try to find someone. And she's saying, as it is, she called a bunch of vets just to find out how much it's going to cost for to get it euthanized. Nobody will euthanize them because there's no medical reason to do it. So I told her, I said, because you're contacting private vets. I said, you're in the county of Riverside. I know the sheriff of Riverside County. I said, they run the animal or the county shelter. I said, they will euthanize at the county level. And I said, look, if it comes down to it, let me know. I'll contact, you know, the sheriff of Riverside. I'm friends with the guy. And I said, I'll make sure that, you know, dog gets euthanized. But, you know, it's just, the whole thing was just all messed up today. And the dog that he killed, sweetest dog. You know, and I like, I didn't tell my mom this, but I blame her. You know, it was
How old is the
unnecessary.
dog?
The dog, the dog that the Doberman,
Yeah.
he's 4, and he's attacked the other dog before, and the other dog, they've had to take him in to get stitches, and so they've tried to keep them separated, but this time the dog got through, you know, their little fence thing, because they have him separated, and he came inside and automatically attacked the other dog and killed him. And so I told my mom it was going to happen. I said, so now you have a dog who was innocent who died for nothing. And it's like, so I have 3 dogs. I have a pug, I have a Cocker Beagle mix, and we have a Rottweiler. My Rottweiler, she's very sweet with our small animals. You know, she's extremely sweet with our small animals. And she's good with my wife and I. Now, she does growl or bark at strangers when they come in the house, but as soon as you introduce, she'll be the sweetest dog to them. Now, if you come back again, you still have to, like, you have to introduce every time, because she does what she's supposed to. Now, when we leave the house with her, she's friendly to everybody. It's just the house she protects.
Right.
You know, but she knows when to be off. You know what I mean? She knows when to stop. When I introduce and I tell her to stop, she stops. My mom's dog never got that. And so I just think it sucks that, you know, one of her little ones paid the price for it. For her to finally see, and I told her, I said, you got to do something, you know. I mean, the dog would have been perfect for a one dog home or one pet home with no kids. That dog would be perfect, because I've got friends who have dogs that are like that, you know, but they don't have kids and they don't have, you know, other animals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a perfect dog too. Like a dog like that doesn't have kids, or a person that doesn't have kids and stuff. That's a perfect dog for them.
Yep.
It's just angry and alone as well.
Damn.
What up, kid with the kung fu grip? What up, Jeezy?
Sam News, man. Yeah.
But no, in
With
fact,
the cream pie crease.
I've had 3 Rottweilers in my life.
Okay.
And the Rottweiler I have now, she's the only one that actually, like my other 2 Rottweilers, they were big babies. Like they not a mean, aggressive bone in their body. The one I have now, she'll be aggressive when she needs to. But she's the first dog I've been able to train to where I can get her to stop when I tell her stop.
Right.
You know, I mean, she still thinks she's a big baby, though. I mean, especially with my wife and I and my son, you know, and even with our 2 small dogs, she's extremely submissive with them. But with strangers, I mean, she'll definitely growl and bark and until we say stop, or we say off. When we say off, she stops.
That sucks, Steve.
Yeah, you gotta have them dogs.
Yeah, definitely does, man. I mean, and I love my mom, but I mean, I didn't say I told you so. You know what I mean? I didn't want to do that because she's obviously hurting. She lost one dog and ultimately she's gonna lose the other. But I told you, you know what I mean? Like, I knew this shit was gonna happen.
It's like dogs. They try to get away. Well, all animals try to get away with as much as they possibly can, and in order to do so, they pretend that they're stupid because there's no benefit in them being intelligent.
Yeah.
So they take advantage of that, and dogs, they have to be trained.
Yeah.
Because they're all domestic pets.
Oh yeah, so her dog.
They're part of us. You know, they're not wild animals. People treat them like they're animals, like they're some kind of wild animal, but no, they're as much a part of us as we are.
Yeah, and see, Dobermans typically are very smart. Her dog was not. There was definitely something wrong with him because my stepdad had a Doberman when my mom and my stepdad first started dating, like 30 plus years ago, something like that, or no, 25 plus years, I think. He had a Doberman, and his Doberman was the sweetest dog. And I have friends who have Dobermans who, you know, they could be aggressive when they need to, but when they introduce and they realize you're not a threat, they're the sweetest. Like, they're babies. They're lovers. You know what I mean? Like, they slobber all over you. They're super friendly, super intelligent dogs. And she went through the whole obedience school, the training, but there was nothing she could do with this dog. I mean, he is just vicious.
Well, I mean, so like fucking those kind of dogs, like it's choke chains. You know what I mean?
Chains, like muzzles. I mean, again, he would have been perfect had they had no other animals.
Mm-hmm.
And they had an area to keep him locked up. You know,
And when an animal fucks up like that, I fucking kill it.
Me too. And here's the thing: I love my Rottweiler. You know, she is a sweetheart. But if she ever attacked my son or did that to one of my other animals, I'd put her down myself.
Oh yeah. Like I know I'm righteous as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like if something ain't right, I'll take care of it without a fucking blink bat of an eyelash.
Yeah,
Yep.
there shouldn't.
I mean, the one nice thing, I don't have to worry about that with my dog though, because I've trained her. You know what I mean? She knows better. She knows, you know, I mean, if anything, with us and with our two small dogs, she's a big baby to them. You know, she's very submissive, and she'll lay on her back, and you know what I mean.
So like my fucking arms are like all scratched up. I don't know if you can see, but like they're all fucking scratched up because I've been breaking up fucking cat fights outside. There'd be like two cats out there fighting, and I'll tear them off of each other, and they'll fucking scratch me.
Territorial dispute.
What do you got there? What do you got there, Giga?
What is that? Is that for Thanksgiving?
Got no idea. Got no bloody idea. Just know it's from the 1990s.
What the fuck?
Is it like from Brave Star or something? Brave Star Triple X?
No.
Here, show the whole body. Show the whole body. I gotta see that.
Let's see the
I gotta
backside.
see the whole body, dude.
Looks like she's wearing a thong or something.
It's like some kind of Native American with big ass tits.
Right?
I love it. I fucking love it, Giga.
I found a number of female figures yesterday, and I thought, I bring them. I get them. That's one of them.
Nice.
That's another one.
What the fuck? I think I remember I know the line. It's gonna take me a while now. I think I know which line that is.
I know they're from Bolt Entertainment. That's about all I know.
Bolt Entertainment?
See, now I will say this: cats
name.
are vicious because of their claws.
Oh hell yeah!
I remember. So when my cat passed, about a couple of years ago. But when I had my cat, like, and
I'm
she
trying
was
to find that name.
when she was, I want to say maybe 6 months old, she got mad at something and just clogged me just out of the blue. I went, and I grabbed her, and I literally pinned her to the ground. Like, I just held her down with my hand, and I didn't hurt her, but I just held her there in a position to where she knew what she did was wrong. And she was like, like that, and making her sounds. But I held her there until she calmed down. Once she calmed down, she realized, hey, I had control. She never did that again.
Yeah, you can hold a cat until it calms down.
Yeah.
I know from indie comics. That's all I know.
What
Independent comics.
That is kind of freaky cool.
Yeah, I found it. Her name's Widow.
Huh.
She cost me $30.
I don't know why that thing's kind of hot but scary at the same time.
It's cool. I mean, I probably would have forked over the cash because it's so unique.
Hmm.
What?
Raven apparently is her name.
Oh, what is that one right there on your left?
Look at her fucking thong, dude.
Damn. Kind of blurry though.
It's like,
damn, Gina.
Holy fuck.
Like a
Where's
kind of
M3 when you need him? He'd be all happy
Did you
with
clean those off before you came on the stream or what?
that.
Yeah, I had to give him a wash, of course. Not that kind of thing.
Oh, damn.
They were sitting out at getting dust on them and so forth. So I had to give them a bit of a cleanup.
Hey, Bruce.
Yo,
I like those cockpicks, man. Those are awesome.
the what?
The cockpick you sent me.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's freaking hot, man.
Oh, shoot, one sec. Someone's sending me something.
No. But literally, I like the glitter you did on the wings.
Yeah.
That's freaking cool, man. That's gonna look sick with the.
I'm gonna try to do
the
I'm
black
gonna do
lights
that
and all
with
that?
all of the wings though. I'm gonna do that with like all the pieces, man. That shit. I want that shit.
Really? Dude, I can't wait when you're done painting this up, man, to see how it looks, dude.
It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be at least 2 more.
Kaz is like, what are you doing to the Sky Striker?
Wilder Star Striker.
Now, Kaz, have you seen it yet? Or have you gone up there? Or?
I'm talking about Redeem Love? No, I'm talking about Simmons.
Simmons, right? He got Gene Simmons.
So yeah, well, you got the Laura Croft.
Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons.
Yeah, Playmates one.
Comedy dude.
From the 90s.
Richard. It's that.
I'm trying to look up those figures.
Okay, guys.
Figures.
Hey, Kaz. Did you have you gone to his house to look at the Sky Striker yet?
Fuck, I think I know which fucking line that was. Wow.
Hey Kaz, did you go to his house to look at the Sky Striker yet?
No, I didn't get over there.
I know the blonde's so familiar, but not sure from what.
I thought he was gonna bring it
For some
over.
reason, I've seen it somewhere. I don't know from where.
I know I've seen one of those
I'm not
before.
until it's painted and pure.
Damn it.
Dude, and I like the two color greens, how they're a little bit different.
I do too, because like at first I was like, damn, I don't think the green's taken, but it's taken good, but it's just
You gotta get this one, Giga.
I like the two dark colors.
I like that shit
What's
too,
that?
man. At first I wasn't feeling it, but then I got to looking, I was like, because
This
Dude,
is-
Bruce,
one's
you
a
gotta
must
bring it
have.
over to show everybody.
I'm still painting it.
Can I show a picture?
I don't care. You can show the pictures.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me
It's not that expensive either. It's only $30. And he's got cloth goods. And you know, he's a little younger.
Maybe I can show them on my
Hold on. Yeah, here, let me
But yeah, he talks apparently. You know, he's 12 inches tall, and he's $30. So he's a pretty big Donald Trump.
with this. What do y'all say? It's white?
Yeah, I tend to stick within the bit of a 5 to 8 inch kind of thing. There's a very
Yeah.
little of any 12 inch around
that's
here.
gonna be cool, man.
I don't know.
And then I've got the,
Yeah, 12
Action
inches
Man.
is a little big to have a Donald Trump. But I mean, for $30, I mean, you can't fucking beat that, right?
Yeah, it is a good price.
Fuck.
Considering the window cost me $30.
Even if there's no amount of
Big grip. I mean, you should buy the Donald Trump 12 inch and customize it, motherfucker. Turn him into a
There you go,
joke.
kid.
So you're basically
Yeah.
saying it could be the one.
Get a number of them, and you got more there for you to use.
Like Captain Planet. I'm gonna put Captain Planet in this.
The Lady Deathstrike.
Steve.
Yep, the original
This is the cockpit.
Toy biz.
Fuck yeah.
There's two pieces to this.
The canopy, yeah, there's two. He should
Hey.
have a front piece too.
And the Cyberarmor Batman.
So to make it clear, he said that you said it was straight to sand it, but I would think that it would make it like stretchy. But
Okay, so yeah,
what's
so
the
is
best
what
way
I'm,
to make this clear?
yeah, I'm gonna send you right now a link
Like,
to Amazon for the sandpaper you want.
Take the
'Cause
win
you
from
want
the
to,
Spawn movie.
Bruce, you want to start with a very high grit. Make sure the sandpaper is
It's a pretty
wet,
good
and you want to
stuff on
constantly. In fact, when I sand my stuff like that, I actually will run it under the sink,
Couple of them.
and I'll sand it actually in the water.
in the water.
You know what I mean? That way, it's
You
constantly
remember
wet.
the
Start
Skeleton
with a very
Friends?
high grit,
No,
anywhere
Sam,
between like
the newsman
9,000
does.
to 6,000
Hey,
grit,
Sam.
and then just slowly move down till you get to like 150 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I fill up a bucket of water
The
and then
higher,
I whip over a bucket of water.
the smoother the paper.
What's up?
The higher the grit, the smoother.
Yes, but you start with the higher first, and you go to the lower grit. So, and then when you're done, then you're gonna get it's an acrylic, gloss spray paint.
Now time to stop seeing that.
It's sorry, a clear acrylic clear gloss spray paint. Sorry, it's got to be clear.
I guess I'll do some of it.
But yeah, make sure you get it's a gloss clear acrylic spray paint,
I'll sand
and
it.
you'll do that
Start
after you sand it.
at high grit, go down to the lower grit, and then clear coat.
Yeah, and you got to have patience, and you got to do it gently. You got to be very gentle with it, and remember, you're doing both sides. You're doing the outside and the inside of it.
Right.
And that's if you want to. I mean, you technically don't have to. You could just spray paint the canopy if you wanted to. You know, just spray paint it with different colors.
Cass made me feel bad.
Does it have a lot of lines?
Just did FDM for that. So
It's not. That's a FDM print.
gotta get 2 more figures off my shelf.
That's a filament print, right?
No, what he just did for the canopy was resin.
Oh well, fuck. If you don't see the lines on that, just do 800 wet.
They make toys.
I was trying to find the Toy Biz
But here's
version.
the thing, actually, with that resin, because he's added the The
I'm
Flex,
Just
clear.
not sure if I
got
should
to
open
go
it
with
or
the
not.
higher resin DFS. Or not higher resin, sorry. He's got to go with a higher grit because I've
Beaten
tried
up as it did.
with like 800 on down,
It's still
but
pretty
you
good.
really want to be at a much higher, like you could start off maybe at like 3,000
I
grit,
got that Omega
but
10
you
as
want to
well.
be at least
On
3,000.
my canopies that I've done, I just sanded the motherfucker 800 wet, and then I hit it with the acrylic clear coat.
One more
How'd it
thing.
come out?
What did yours look like? What do they look like?
Yeah,
Well, you know how my hiss,
No,
You're right back.
my fucking alley viper hiss.
nope.
No, I haven't seen it.
Don't fucking play with me,
You
I
don't.
haven't seen it.
both of you. Don't be playing.
Talking about?
No games.
You're talking about the
I
No
haven't seen
fucking
it.
bullshit.
This I command.
Don't bullshit. I only show it off fucking like once a year, and I already showed it off once this year.
Oh, you tripping.
All right. God damn. Give me a minute.
Yeah, this shit's tight, man. I don't understand about resin. Like, it's so clear while it's printing, and then just the curing it is what gives it the cloudiness.
Here you go, Sam.
Yeah.
Skeleton Warriors.
You think
Skyback.
when you're fucking when it's
Have
printing?
you started to
Missing
print
a couple
any of
pieces.
your whatchamacallit, your
Cure it, it's like over a period sitting.
your
there.
pogo yet, or
Would it stay clear?
Raw
happened?
print?
on the Jupiter?
Of resin, ever. Because you know people be like,
Feel free and
All right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry.
Hey, DFS, have you printed any parts of the of your pogo on your Jupiter yet?
Today I just got the Jupiter and my print room all set up with heaters,
poison.
Nice.
That's why.
and I printed cones of calibration on the Jupiter.
Uh-huh.
So tomorrow I'll be printing the. So you can see my hand in the reflection.
So you sanded
Oh,
it
very
with
nice. That actually came out pretty good.
800 wet and then hit it with clear.
It's it's not bad actually. I would still go with the higher grit, but that actually looks pretty good.
So you can see through it perfect.
I'm not gonna go too deep with it because it's not gonna. It's not serious. Man,
Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be printing the pogo hole and flange. But yeah, I had to install the heaters on my vat tanks and then separate my electrical circuits so that if my heater circuit or my heaters blew a breaker, then it wouldn't shut my printers down.
I'd love to see your setup.
Hey, this material is so much different.
Okay, let's go over there. So yeah, this is all I did was 800 on this one.
Oh, okay.
Wet, 800 wet.
See, and I know you live in Temecula, but for some reason, I don't know why, I always keep thinking you live in San Diego.
No, I live in San Diego. I don't live in Temecula.
Oh, you live in San Diego. Okay, but you're from Temecula.
No, I'm from Escondido.
Or Escondido, I mean, sorry, yeah. But you don't live in Escondido anymore, though, right?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Escondido's not far. And we definitely got to hang out one of these days, man.
Let me take you to what I got over here. I had to
Go where AFE is.
cut wires and shorten them.
So Legions down here, I would get a number of them, especially a couple of the new ones, so I can have something right on this one.
Bobby Rocket Fingers, what up? Sam Newsman. I caught some of the show this morning.
I'm in here.
They even had the Baron Dark and Horse. Ooh,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a good one.
And he grabs onto this nicely, too.
All right, so we're here in the print.
Finally, it's kicking myself because I didn't get the because I decided not to get the Baron Dark.
I put the small printer in this tent here. I'm gonna show you. And it's a Mylar tent, so it's reflective on the inside.
Yeah, it's for 3D printing. for keeping the heat in.
This one in particular is just for like growing weed and mushrooms and shit.
Nice.
That's a resin printer.
It's all. I mean, that's essentially what they use for the 3D printing.
Right. And then this heater band on my vat is a fermentation belt.
But he
Really?
doesn't cover it.
Yeah, so it maintains just under 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and it can be run for 8 hours straight. Or more than that, actually. I think it's 8 days straight. It could be ran for.
Wow.
And so this here will warm up my resin while it's printing and keep it at that temperature. And then supposedly people have been able to cut down on exposure times by using these tents. I haven't been able to experiment with it yet. So that's what I got going on for the small one. And I had to, separate the circuit. So down here, I ran another wire, and then I put it on another
Breaker.
power surge, and this one's on another breaker, and this just has my printers plugged in, and then this one has the 2 heaters and the air evacuator, and then here's my Elgo Jupiter, and same thing. It's got the fermentation belt to keep it all warmed up.
Nice.
And then but I ran the wire out through the back of this thing.
Added that fermentation belt.
Oh yeah. Where do you get those belts at?
On Amazon for they're pretty cheap.
Okay.
And then the stand here is just a crate that I cut up and refabricated for a stand.
Basically, wet sand.
That's pimp, man.
Yeah, and that's what I got going on here today. And I'm finally set up so I could try to create more consistent prints. So I'll be able to experiment more tomorrow with that.
Very cool.
But yeah, getting all the shit together took some time. And then getting the hardware together that I needed to order for the Pogo took time too.
Yeah, I definitely want to be one of your first customers for buying one of those Pogos, man.
Oh yeah.
Up diamonds.
Only request I have though, you gotta sign it. Because
Yeah,
I am not a fan of the Pogo.
Most what it was the
Script.
Oh yeah.
You made me a fan of that. I've gotta have your
already
signature.
had it burned.
Oh, yeah,
out.
man. Yeah, every time I do a vehicle, it's gonna have the DFS spin on it.
Sweet. Yeah, and is what I'll do is as soon as I'm done with the whatchamacallit, with the cycle, Dreadnought cycle, I'll send you the files over.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll print it out and we can see how it turns out. I'll paint it and everything.
Okay. In fact, I might, without going into detail and saying on here, but the thing I was telling you about, right?
Right.
The possibility, yeah. Maybe if it's cool with you, and I'll see what you'll charge to do it, because I'll tack it in my price with them.
Yeah.
Maybe having you print some.
Hey, what's up, UK Living?
Since you have a bigger resin printer.
Uh-huh.
What up, UK?
Right on.
He said they're here for the matching Santa outfits.
Hey, what up? Pop the trunk, pop the puss, or I'll put you in the trunk. Toys. What up, Pop?
Because when I do stuff for them, it's going to be more like toy based.
Yeah.
So it'll have actually holes like for doing screws and stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we'll have to go through a few alliterations. I know.
Yeah,
I went through like 3 test prints on my legs until I got them where I liked them. Changing tolerances and shit.
Okay.
And that wasn't fun. I like it when things work the first time, but fuck, man, you know how that goes.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Yeah, and the good thing is that the thing I'm going to be doing is mid-size, so it should work. Because I kind of got some confirmation today, so it should work in
That's
in
the
the
beauty of
future
YouTube.
issues.
Hell yeah.
his name is UK Living.
Right on, right on.
Yeah, we have a good time over here, UK living.
Man, I fucking love
You
this
never know
thing,
what someone
bro.
might show.
This is the coolest.
People are
fucking
saying they really
ride.
like that, Steve. People are saying they really like that air chariot.
You know what? Like, I love the Serpentor, but the air chariot, like, man, it is just. Because, you know, with me, I'm a vehicle guy. Like, that's, to me, what sold G.I. Joe as a kid. Was having the vehicles and the accessories. And,
Oh, yeah.
you know, just what they did to this. Because, so the original one was so plain Jane. And one of the things, in fact, I mentioned yesterday, he had to crotch at his knees to stand. He didn't fully, you know, grip it. Even when they did the modern era one, same thing. He had to crouch at his knees. His feet were like pigeon toed. This one, like, he just fits perfect. He can stand fully. He still has plenty of room for his elbow, and I mean, I just love this thing and the detail they did. And I had forgotten about the Fang thing until Kaz mentioned it the other night. But the fact that the fangs come up and down, the landing gears, the fact that the fan does spin in the back.
Hell yeah.
I mean, this
I
thing.
can't wait to get my hands on mine from China.
Oh, you ordered one from China?
What up, figurehead? Yeah, I ordered mine on what the hell is that shit? AliExpress, because of the Black Friday $15 off deal made it cheaper than if I would have bought it even on.
Hey, figurehead. Do you know
But my
the name
Pulse
of any of
order
these ones?
disappeared. Like it just disappeared. Yeah.
These two.
How much was it on AliExpress?
It was $101 plus $15 off and free shipping, so $85.
Nice. At same price it would have been actually cheaper than Pulse, because Pulse you would have picked with California.
Exactly. The California tax would have shot it up the ass.
UK, what would be UK living? What would be arrested for? He said we would all be arrested.
The UK all be arrested. Keep up the great work.
At least I know I'm
It's because we've all shown weapons subconsciously. We're all showing off weapons that are illegal in the UK. That's why we'd be arrested. We don't even know that we showed off weapons, but we did.
Ain't no doubt.
I can understand why now, because she is a weapon.
Oh hell yeah, man! Giga, have you taken pictures of those and put them on your Instagram yet?
Yeah, I've taken a picture of these four for both
Hey,
entertainment
what's up
ones.
there?
I want to see. I want to see pictures of those. I want to see pictures of that Native American woman too, really bad. That's just fucking hilarious.
Same here.
Yeah, what up?
Hey, Kaz.
Yeah, I think I might do a better pictures of each one.
Here we go.
Fact is, they all need a stand. Well, 3 of them need a stand.
What's up, there?
This one, however, doesn't. So I found out.
Negative.
She can actually stand on her own weight.
So,
hey, Daredevil.
Let's see him again. Let's see this. Let's see her bottom half. I want to see the bottom half of that one.
The battle bitches. Battle bitches. Hold on.
Okay, so yeah, that one's got like fucking.
Hey, Curtis, are you still on here?
Chaps. Like leather pants.
Got the bare feet there too, DFS.
Oh damn!
Wow.
Let's see the other one. Let me see the other one now. I want to see the other one's legs and feet and shit.
Figurehead expert, wasn't he? Huh? Figurehead expert. Figurehead. Who's the expert?
She got those high heel boots.
Oh, hell yeah.
Man, you still
That's
around.
nice.
And you see, we still doing this shit.
Right.
Figurehead. We still on here. We have not been taken down yet. Not yet. We
And
managed
there's the other one. So the other one's got a thong on, right?
somebody's watching.
This is one that has the
They're like, well, they keep like.
Hey, actually, I got
That's
a
like a
question for both
swimsuit kind of
Kaz
thing.
and Bruce.
This one's kind of almost you'd have to say a semi-attached
Man,
phone.
you ain't gotta say what's up to me.
Semi-attached.
That's the one I
underwear.
recognize. The one in your right hand.
What's up to me? You ain't gotta.
Hold on, real quick.
You ain't gotta say what's
And
up
Bruce,
to
I
me.
got a question for
Figurehead.
both of you guys. So you guys are always
You ain't
asking
got to
people
say-
like what their
you ain't gotta
favorite flex is. We always do
What's going
requests.
on? Where you
But
been?
what's your guys' favorite flexes that you've done?
How you gonna skip me? Huh?
What's your favorite flex that because you guys always ask us what we want to hear, stuff like that. But what would your guys' favorite be that you guys have done?
Yeah, we gotta revert to this.
I can still look at the list. I know Renaissance for me. I like Renaissance. I actually really love this last one.
I don't even know.
I love
Huh?
this last one that we did, the turkey shit.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
What's up, Figurehead, man? You know, I was just talking shit because I was hurt. Hurt people. Hurt people. Hurt people. I'm sorry, Figurehead. I'm sorry. Jeez.
I can't, man.
I'm trying to find out who these ladies are called. Figurehead, do you know any of them?
I would say the last one was.
I recognize one of them. I can't fucking put my. God damn. I remember seeing. I saw it in Lee's. I saw it in Lee's action figure.
This blonde one, she's so familiar, yet at the same time, it's like, who are you?
It's killing me. It's killing me. I gotta figure out who those are.
I don't know. I'm reserving judgment on that. I don't know. 47. We're gonna be on 48 next week.
Yeah, the birthday flex. What up, OG Skywatch?
What up, OG?
And we already got the sick.
Toy, baby.
You don't have to.
I feel like Sam might have mentioned
You don't have to. We already talked about this.
I prefer the real thing. I didn't get around to paying my.
They don't look very articulated. They don't look like they're very articulated.
Well, these
Yeah,
are
they
the
don't look
90s
like
ones, so they're not going to have the same articulations we know today. We got the legs, 2 points. The arms, 2 points. In at least 2 of them. The others have more of it. And the body for her actually does have the hips and the head.
OG Skywatch, Data Links has a bunch of Joy Toy.
Shout out to Data Links.
Oh,
man.
yeah. Toy Toys, the 3 3/4 guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they're pretty damn good. Highly detailed stuff they got going on. Oh, I know Joy Toy is doing a 6-inch RoboCop. Is that right?
What up, David? What up? What up with that D&D tomorrow, David? Don't even if we can't fuck with D&D tomorrow, get the fuck back out the goddamn stream.
Oh, that's hot. No, not Hot Toys. Yeah, it is.
Or I'll release your address.
No, I'm thinking of Haya Toys is doing a 6-inch RoboCop. Or they did one already. What? Let's see. Yeah, Haya Toys has the die-cast 6-inch RoboCop coming out. I think, yeah, Joy Toys only does 3 3/4
Do I need to mute?
or 1/18th actually, 1/18th.
Yeah, McFarlane's doing the 7-inch ones.
Yeah, there's that. Look, I was looking at the mecha and pilot of one of the Joy Toys. It looked really freaking good. I don't know. Let me see if it's that one you're talking about. It looked like it was worth every penny. Yeah, that's the one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Dark Source. So, I think I was looking at the Iron Wrecker version.
That's
Yeah,
what's
they
up.
all look great.
I know. I don't really feel like doing that shit tomorrow either. I got painting to do. So. Yeah, your phone is dead.
What's Samara?
That's Amore.
Let's see. Yeah, I like the style that Joy Toys has. Or Joy Toy.
Who, me? Of course you are, neighbor. Of course you are.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna be buying any Joy Toy because I already bought fucking Sentinel Fighting Armor Marvel when they were on sale. So now I'm fucking down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the McFarlane ones.
Bro, man, I have the Santa Pants orders.
Yeah, I need to
Very
get
few
that.
of the
Bro, the Santa Pants
version below.
They turned into the real Santa.
I skipped on the Iron Man Fighting Armor one because the Captain America is like an identical sculpt.
I watched them.
Like, man, I'm just gonna get that cat.
Just a little. As long as you got a little bit.
But the Thor that's coming out, oh man. I guess that thing's already out. Oh shit.
That's why you're black. And
I'm broke.
You're light. You're sour.
Sentinel Thor Fighting Armor.
I've definitely got to make a mech suit for this guy.
Hell yeah.
The old Cyber Batman from the animated series.
Fuck yes.
One thing I don't know is whether I'm going to give it legs or do treads on it.
Oh man, it looks like the Sentinel War Machine and the Thor are already out. The Black Panther looks pretty damn good too.
Steve.
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
He working on tenth helpings of Thanksgiving. He said he disappeared.
Oh, I'm responding to somebody real quick.
Hey man, I knew that I was not able to fully comprehend the size of that shit just from what you were showing us because it's not what, bro. It takes up my whole fucking dining room table. Like it's the scale is not something that you can.
It's big.
I sent my dad. You know, you seen that, or maybe you didn't. You got the other one. You know how big it is. But other pictures I took had my foot next to it just to show like how big it was compared to some pieces.
Full comparison.
He was like, "Yeah, that looks huge." I was like, "No, but you don't understand. Like the actual, like the foot next to the shit, still even you cannot imagine.
Oh yeah.
That shit's sick, bro. Steve, thank you. Whatever.
I'll definitely have to do something with these ones.
That owes you a sexual favor, which you can cash in at any time. Just let me know and I'll set it up.
Those look pretty damn good. What's the one on the right? That's the original McFarlane?
Yep, original. From the 97 movie, 98 movie, whichever year it was. Hang on. Let's see. Yep, 97 movie.
Yeah. How many figures would you say you have, Giga, without counting them?
Quite a few.
Where do you have
them? Remember, it's all varied, so it's like transformers and everything else that's around.
You have a place where you have them displayed.
I don't have an actual shelf. I do not display them on shelves. I just have them down where I can mess around with them. Make sure they're close by.
He's got totes on totes on totes.
Sound like y'all.
That's cool, man. Hell yeah.
Because Pilot Spawn's legs are so splayed, he's a bit shorter than Jason Wynn.
So yeah, tomorrow I'll be printing on the Pogo finally back on it.
No, he's showing too much. I know he got overbought.
I just gotta find the missile to this guy. Can you imagine seeing a backpack like that flying around?
That's fucking bad.
They got some dude in California that been fucking flying around near planes and all kinds of crazy shit.
Are you talking about the that steam rocket guy?
Some dude that made his own shit. His private thing that he been flying around.
There's that flat earther in the desert, and he built his own rocket to try to prove to see if the world was flat or not.
Probably not all when they're all the full.
I think he thinks it's round now, since he's been up far enough. But I think he got hurt last time he flew his rocket. You heard about that, Steve?
No, what happened?
There's a dude in Death Valley, not Death Valley, like Barstow area, and he's a flat earther, and he built like a rocket, and he's trying to like prove that I guess he was trying to like confirm or disconfirm if the world was flat or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, man, you know, people here in the high desert are fucking stupid, man.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it here.
It's the desert.
So I can actually say I'm not from up here. We moved here, but I'm not from the fucking desert.
You moved there so you could be.
Have you ever been over by Ridgecrest, S3D?
Yeah, I've been over by Ridgecrest.
I like that. I mean, I like hiking over there.
Oh, in Ridgecrest?
Yeah, I like hiking that area and hiking Calico Mountains.
See, Calico Mountains is cool. We're not too far from like, was it I think it's Wrightwood or something like that. So that's kind of nice over there. You know, it's real pretty. I mean, there's some nice areas up here, but when you get further up the 15, like towards Barstow, that's where it's like Meth Valley.
Oh yeah, it gets bad. I have to stay in Barstow because I was doing archaeology in Calico Mountains, so I'd stay in Barstow.
Mm-hmm. Or you also have God, what's the name of it? A friend of mine was when he retired from the Navy, he wound up
if you get shot, there's no
because when he was in the Navy, he was a mechanic. He worked on like off-road vehicles, stuff like that. And so as a civilian, he worked for this company who they have a contract with the Navy, and they trained like their special warfare people on how to do because it's all desert out here, how to ride and how to drive these things. And he also, and his job was to train them how to do quick fixes if they broke down and stuff like that. So that's what he did. And I want to say there's this place. I'm trying to remember the name of it. In fact, when he was there, because he would go there, like for 3 weeks every couple of months, and they were very strict there. Like they could not leave the compound, even the military personnel. They were told do not leave the compound unattended because there's a big, huge white supremacist population over there. My wife and I remember we drove through it on our way going up towards Bishop, and we passed it, and sure enough, we probably passed 7 houses where we saw swastikas. And
What the fuck?
I'm like, are you serious? Like, I was like, fucking it. Like, because when my friend Travis told me about that, I was like, damn, he wasn't kidding. And he was uncomfortable. Like, I was like, fuck this. Like, let's not break down over here. You know. But man, it was talk about white trash. That whole fucking it's called Randsburg.
Randsburg?
Yeah,
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, you gotta look. It's a small little town, like, but it's all like skinhead over there.
Shit.
Yeah.
We used to have in San Diego County in Lakeside. We used to have a good skinhead population, and a KKK group in Fallbrook.
Mm. They had here in the high desert was really bad at one point. I mean, it still is in some parts, like when you get towards Barstow, stuff like that. Over here, it's it's changed a lot in regards to the population. It's predominantly Hispanic and African American now, so a lot of the skinheads have moved elsewhere. But now I'll tell you, this is a true story, and it's the reason why I closed my account at Bank of America. So before my sister and her ex-husband had moved, this was before they moved to Fort Campbell at the time. My sister, because my now ex-brother-in-law, he was stationed at Fort Irwin, which is up the 15. Yeah. And my sister had worked at the Bank of America in Victorville as a PBA, a personal banker. And it was during the holiday time, during Christmas time, everybody was putting Christmas decorations on their desk. And because she was a PBA, she had her own desk, because it's a personal banker. So you get people to open accounts, things like that. You do IRAs, all that stuff. And so, but she, she's not Christian, she's Jewish. So all she did.
She had a menorah or what?
She had a calendar that had a picture of a menorah. Didn't even have a menorah. She just had a picture of one. Somebody complained, and this is the exact words the manager told her: "Get that Jewish shit off your desk." When he said that, my sister filed a complaint with corporate. You know what corporate said? We stand by our manager.
What the fuck?
My sister quit. I closed my account. My whole family, we all closed our accounts with B of A.
Damn, I didn't know they were like that. Holy fuck.
Oh, big time anti-Semitic company. B of A is known for that. And when my sister filed complaints online, apparently other people were coming forward of other ethnicities or other groups saying, oh yeah, they had a lot of problems with B of A, with their corporate. This one lady, she celebrated Kwanzaa. She was told, take that down. She was told no African holidays, even though it's not an African holiday. She was told no African holidays in the bank.
In the bank?
They say African holidays as if Africa is one large fucking
right.
Like they're one like.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying what they had said.
And then within those countries, you got like 100 different tribes. They have their own languages. It's like,
oh yeah, it's just B of A. It's just they're just very, how do you say it? They're stupid.
And the
B of A is the worst. Like
you say,
when we heard the things that they were saying, we were like, yep, we're done. We're done with B of A. So my dad was Christian. My mom was Jewish. My dad wasn't religious at all because his parents, my grandparents, were super ultra religious. So he was made to go to church and all that as a kid. So as soon as he moved out of my grandparents' house, he's like, fuck that. I ain't ever going to church again unless it's like some major like event, that they have, you know what I mean?
Someone died.
Although that's why when my mom said, hey, she wanted to raise us Jewish, my dad was like, all right, whatever, as long as he didn't have to go to temple or do anything, like he wasn't against it. It just wasn't for him.
Right.
You know, so we grew up,
Opposite effect.
knowing both religions. I really, even though I'm Jewish, I don't practice it. I don't really do. I mean, we do Christmas for my son 'cause my wife's Christian. We do Hanukkah. I want my son to know all religions. Some of my best friends are Muslim. I've got a friend of mine who
Christian?
he's what do they call it? Hindi or I don't know what it's called, but I know he's from India, but it's not a Muslim.
It's usually
It's
Hinduism.
Hinduism or something, yeah, or Buddhism or something like that.
One of the
But
main ones.
yeah, but I mean, I've got friends of different. We were brought to have tolerance. So when B of A said that, we were just like, yeah, we're done. But that's how it was out here, especially up in the high desert. It was really bad, But a lot of it's moved actually more north towards like Barstow, or if you go inland like Randsburg and some of those surrounding towns, it's really bad. Like we were just like trying to get through that. Like, yeah, I was like, no, fuck that. I don't want to break down here.
Yeah, I know they're fucking crazy out there in Barstow. So this archaeological site, for a long time, it had this interpretation as an early man site because it couldn't create, like, they didn't have a way of dating properly, and plus due to certain factors regarding uplift and seismic activity, the stratigraphy there was very complicated, to say the least. And so they had signs on the freeway. It said like early man site, and like you'd see that sign, and then it would be like a sign like John 7:20 or whatever. Thou shalt not fuck the neighbor or whatever. Like right after that sign. And so there was a guy who was taking care of that area because it had like an old mining shack and like a lot of archaeology. Well, when he got sick with cancer, that church group went over there and fucking tore the whole fucking place down.
Wow.
Like they fucked it up bad. Like the retaining wall that I helped put in and shit, they fucking tore it. Oh man, it was bad.
Dang.
So I know there's a crazy zealots of all kinds of shapes and sizes out there.
Yeah, it's pretty
Hell yeah, figurehead.
it's pretty nuts. I mean, I don't know, like it yeah.
Have you been to Slab City?
Slab City, it sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
Oh fuck. They call it Salvation Mountain, Slab City. It's on the other side of the desert. If you take Searchlight and you go on the other side of the Salton Sea.
Oh, okay. Is it more towards like Lake Los Angeles or like towards Glendale or?
We're Bishop, kind of by Bishop.
So closer into Bishop. See, we're 5 hours from Bishop, but yeah, I mean I've driven up towards Bishop probably hundreds of times. That's like I love going to Mammoth, so I'd always stop through Bishop, stop at Mahogany Smoked Meats, get their jerky there. That place has been around for over 100 years. My favorite jerky that they used to have, they haven't, like they tried to, so they stopped making it for a good couple of years because the wood they use that they aged this meat in was like hundreds of years old. And so the panels were going out, were bad, so they had to replace them. But there was a moratorium on them cutting down this particular type of tree at that age. So they had to wait until that was lifted, and it's actually called Indian jerky. So there's not a lot to it. It's just more that you have that wood taste.
Jay Holler,
man, like they brought it back, I want to say last year, and it's so fucking good, man. Like, and the reason why they call it Indian jerky is because it's how the Native Americans would make it. They'd use these rooms, these smoke rooms.
Smokers. Yeah.
Yeah, and they would use the wood. Now they didn't smoke that wood, but it was they used other stuff. But that wood that it was in, with all the humidity and all that, helped give that fragrance and
Yeah.
fragrance. And oh my god! And again, there's not a lot to it. It's pretty plain, but it's got like
Yeah,
the
raw
best
talk.
taste to it. And they do that at Mahogany Feast
They
in
holler the dope,
Bishop.
raw talk.
You know that barbecue, like the whole concept of barbecue is Native American.
Yeah, I know.
Like Europeans weren't even doing that.
Yeah.
They learned it from natives, cooking over hot wood, coals.
Yep. But yeah, man. Yeah, that's like my favorite jerky. That's one of my favorite places to go to.
Yeah.
If I ever need to take some shit,
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
I can't hold back.
Right.
So Slab City, it was Camp Dunlop, and it was a military like training camp. And like during World War I believe, Camp Dunlop, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
And
I think I know what you're talking about. Yes. Because
so
they still have some of the old. You can see some of the old buildings still there.
yeah, well, so there's a little museum for Camp Dunlop, like, and you can check out all the old tanks and all the shit they pulled out of the desert.
Uh-huh.
And then,
The
but
395, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's also this fucking. Okay, so the land was federal land, and it got deeded back over to the state. Well, the state never did anything with it, and people just moved out there, and just like put trailers, dug up like windbreaks, and it's still like this today. Like there's just people living out in the middle of fucking buttfuck Egypt, and it's called Slab City, and there's all these like wild constructions and all this folk art, and a fucking crazy ass town. You go over there and you'll see like dudes like basically butt ass naked walking through the desert with a stick in their hand.
Hold on. Say the butt ass naked part one more time.
Well, you have a lot of that. So if you go past like Ore Grande out here, and you go further up that highway over there by Ore Grande, there's a lot of, you can see
what was that?
the old, like they had like, it looked like not plantations, because they had the not plantations, sorry, it's the housing they had for the migrant workers.
Oh, okay.
Because they had all the old farmland, and a lot of it's just abandoned. You know what I
Huh.
mean? But you could see the houses, and they're like huts almost,
Yeah.
and those were for the migrant workers. And then you could see where the nicer houses were, where the people who own the land would stay. And there's one area where, because my wife was saying that, because there was like a thing dedicated to Cesar Chavez. Just like if you go to, God, what is it? It's Tehachapi. Have you ever been over there? Or?
I haven't been there. No, I know where it is.
See, like one of the things, like, I don't know,
Well,
like
one
you
with
see
the
my living
sugars?
room, how I post the pictures of the trains. Like I love trains, and so they have one of the biggest loops in the world up in Tehachapi. It's called the Tehachapi Loop, and people go up there and they watch the trains go through this big loop or whatever. And over right in that same area where you go to watch the trains, if you want to go do that, there's actually an area where it's like a museum that's dedicated to Cesar Chavez. So it was pretty cool. We went there, we took some pictures, because my wife, her because like you've heard of Yorba Linda, right? So she's a descendant from the Yorba family, which founded Yorba Linda. And so they still have one of the old, it's attached to a Remax, but in Yorba Linda, there's off Weir Canyon Road, there's an old pueblo that was actually her family's ancestral home. And it's kind of cool. We got to do a special tour of it a couple years back, and
it's badass.
Yeah, her great grandfather, something like that, he was what they called like a medicine man, but he had a shop and they would make trades. They didn't really do cash, but it was a barter system. You came into the store, you traded goods for medical, and then they would sell the good. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. We had a place out here at Warner Springs that was kind of like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then we had another one in Julian, but it was more of a commercialized trade. So where they would where they would make Indian baskets and sell them.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, man? Can we fuck with the flex, please?
Maybe Mr. Bo would know. Don't you reckon?
It's not a she request.
Raw Talk's on a good.
Yeah, I love California history.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. But I know a lot about my local area.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot. But beyond that, not that much. But
well, like San Diego, La Jolla, that whole area, there's a lot of history over there.
Yeah. So yeah, I know the history and the formation of this area. It kind of made it my specialty, especially when it comes to plants and lithics.
It's funny. We used to when I was a kid, because I lived in Elsinore for about half my life, originally from like Ontario area, and there was this joke that they would go around amongst the locals about how Lake Elsinore got its name. And it started off with, okay, so there was a white guy, a Mexican guy, and a black guy. They were basically coming down the hills or the mountains, and they were scouting around, and they all agreed to just kind of, to go different directions and then meet up at the end of the day to see what they could all find and bring back. Well, first, white guy, he goes into the hills. The black guy, he goes into the valley. And the Mexican guy goes towards the lake. And so at the end of the day, they all meet back up, and first they ask the black guy if he found anything. He's like, no, not really. Same with they ask the white guy, how was everything? He's like, oh, it's all right, not much. Then they asked the Mexican guy how was everything, and he was like hell, senor. For Lake Elsinore, like hell, senor.
So when they did work at, like they put a dam in a certain area of Lake Elsinore, so like probably in the 40s.
Well, no, so they did one in the 90s.
In the 90s,
because of the floods. The floods were really bad because Elsinore was actually a place for the rich and famous. In the the 40s, 50s, and 60s, it was like a resort town.
Well, there was a certain area of the lake that drained out. And when it drained out, they found a canoe, a wooden plank canoe, underneath the lake. And it was like kind of like, who the fuck? Like, how the fuck did? Because the natives over here weren't doing that.
Yeah, well, especially because Lake Elsinore was man-made. I mean, they've had like probably maybe rivers or streams through there or that area, that region. But it's a man-made lake.
So yeah, supposedly they uncovered this wood plank canoe. Really strange.
Okay. Oh wow.
Same thing over here at San Clemente Island. They found wood planks, redwood planks.
Oh wow.
It was along with the redwood boxes, and in the boxes they had artifacts that harpoons that were Russian, that were traded from the Aleut up the coastline. It was like a cache of artifacts that were from all the way up to Alaska.
Oh wow. Oh, that's freaking cool.
Bruce up here on some.
That's really cool.
When the fuck did calling someone a chicken become an insult? Everybody loves chicken in all forms. We love eggs. We love chicken.
up to fight.
Hey, calling someone a chicken, that's fighting
You
words
to mean
according
cows like yellow
to
belly.
Biff,
You got to look out for chicken heads.
right?
What is the
Hey,
guy
just don't call a guy named Biff chicken. You'll piss him off.
calling someone?
Remember?
How was that an insult?
So over here, a chicken head is a girl that will suck you off if you buy her some chicken.
Really? We just called the girl a chicken head just because she was dumb.
Yeah,
I didn't know she'd suck you off too. I'd be like, man, I'd be calling everyone chicken heads.
Do you guys have that over there, Cass? That chicken head saying?
really a generalized chicken head is a generalized term, really. Like 'cause some females call each other chicken head is like it's one of them
I
terms.
haven't heard that term in forever.
Necessarily bad. Fucking
Hey, OG Skywatch, where are you from now? Or where do you stay now?
nobody says you chicken. They just be like, you a bitch. You fucking pussy.
Yeah.
That's
It's true. It's true. Also, there was freed slaves that were integrated into Seminole and Cherokee, but there was also Cherokee people who owned slaves.
someone that gets like scared or something.
We've gone to the most simple.
Like every race has been enslaved at some point. Would it be to our own people or not?
What's
Everyone's
that?
been
Oh,
enslaved.
okay, so it's different. Like in Native American culture, if enslavement isn't the same as in Western culture, enslavement is a way of paying off a debt. So if you were working with somebody and you weren't able to accomplish a certain or you weren't able to make good on your word, then you were in labor debt for a period of time in order to work that off. But in Western culture, enslavement is
you could have stopped that moment.
there's no way to get out of it. There's no way to get out of indentured servitude.
Hey, OG Skywatch. So my grandfather was a shop teacher at Ganesha High School.
A bit different to what the European one was. In which case, the whole family went in with the father who was working to pay off a debt. It's called a debtor's prison.
So yeah, people have that kind of misconception about. They say there were slaves in a long time. No, it's not the same thing.
Blood debt. That's what I'm thinking of. Blood debt.
Blood debt, yeah.
I'm laughing.
Be right back, guys.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a good book, Raw Talk, about. I think it's called Black Indians. It's a very short read, and it's talks about freed slaves and integration into different native cultures.
Well, I know, man. We've been around for a long time. We've been torturing each other.
Y'all been torturing us. Keep it real. They've been torturing us, DFS. I'm running for president 2024 against Kanye. And I need DFS to be the vice president.
Vice president?
I need y'all out of political.
A lot of
I'm not old enough to be president. I have to be diaper age.
Mm-mm.
You got. I need. If someone starts wiping my ass, I might be able to run. In more than one way, I guess.
Yeah, you'll be running all right.
If they in the same, if they was living in the same world we living in right now.
See, OG Skywatch says he grew up in Diamond Bar. Okay. Fuck yeah, OG Skywatch. Good place to drop acid.
That's the world we was in.
No, we're in a barbaric world, period, man. Where people sacrifice children, their firstborn children, and shit. They thought it was pain.
You'll have to get into more detail on that, Raw Talk.
Like the world's been built up on some fucked up shit. If they live in the same world we live in, I can't imagine sacrificing for none of that.
The thing is that if you're trying to say that African Americans are native to the Americas, then you're wrong. They were brought here.
Yep.
And like Jamaica, those people there, the native people were fucking killed, massacred, and replaced by what is predominantly an African society now. There was an attempt to breed native people with African people to create a better worker. And if you want to learn more about that, you need to read Nelson Mandela, Nelson's work, and educate yourself.
Don't be trying to put it on Egypt.
Man, I'm talking about.
And if you want to get into about the Olmec, those facial traits that you're talking about that you might think is African, they're not. There's people out there in South America with those same facial features. They're not African. It's actually an effect of human reproduction called sexual selection, and it is the primary driver which how we pick mates. And I'd be glad to share this information with you, as I am an educated individual.
They bred them down.
He's educated, all right. He knows what he likes.
I have degrees in this subject. And no, they're not Mongolian. You're wrong about that. People came here when they were still Denovian. Mongolian people is a culture that came to existence contemporarily with Native American people. It's a culture. Yeah, exactly. Phenotypes between certain groups are similar, like the Dene, what you would call the Navajo, most ignorantly call the Navajo. The Dene people have the most ties with the Bering Strait migration, the most recent. In fact, all Udo-Aztecan people have a similar story, an origin story, in which they emerge from a cave and then split separate ways. But no, the Olmecs were not from Africa.
Was it Olmec, Aztec? Wasn't there a Toltec or something?
Yeah, so Olmec is like a prior culture. The jaguar baby tradition was kind of adopted into the Toltec, and then the Aztec would be that later culture that actually was hated by all the neighboring people around Anahuac Valley.
Yeah, because the Aztecs were the ones that built the ziggurats, the temples to the gods.
They were abducting women. They were abducting women and creating a dictatorship in the Chiapas culture, where they were forcing people into tribute. So it's like Cortez could not have overtaken Tenochtitlan without the help of all the other native people in that area.
Yeah, because the Aztecs were sacrificing them to the gods. They would rip the heart out of the chest.
And in some cases, people would want to be sacrificed, especially in like a Mayan society. They would jump into the cenote and fall to their death in the cenote. It's like a big water hole in the middle of the desert.
No, what's that one?
Hamburger bun. This is great value.
They're not in the desert, in the middle of the jungle. Cenotes. Cenotes.
That's what I'm thinking of.
That's not even great value. That's not even a prize.
Ayahuasca. So in Ecuador, all drugs are illegal except for DMT.
3 ingredients. Watch out.
Like everything's illegal. Well, alcohol is legal, and you know nicotine into you know, but like marijuana and all that. But strangely enough, you know, DMT is a Schedule 1 over here. But yeah, it's just a medicine.
A medicine that's been made highly addictive.
No, DMT is not addictive.
No, it's all about marijuana.
Oh, marijuana. I don't know. I don't know if marijuana is addictive or highly addictive. I think it's more depends on the person and like how susceptible they are to giving into the effect of getting high, more on a psychological level. But on a physical addiction level, I don't think it's not like that.
Psychologically, I like getting high.
But no, if you like, I remember I was hooked on nicotine in high school, but I wasn't smoking cigarettes. I was fucking getting those inhalers and sucking on the fucking little tubes. I got hella hooked on nicotine, and when I shook it off, oh man, I got so sick physically. It was like I was trapped in bed, sweating, and like I'd look in the same spot to see if those little fucking nicotine tubes were in there, and over again.
Figure out a way to coexist.
We're going through withdrawals.
Arguments.
Huh?
Your body was going through withdrawals.
Withdrawals, yeah, heavy withdrawals. Yeah, I meant to paint my Beast Drive today, but I just didn't get around to it. This thing's freaking sick.
Yeah, I thought it was a new Iron Man one.
Yeah, it's the one. It comes with a card back in here, but it also comes with a fusion can in a separate box.
My dog.
Sure thing, my dog.
Now, I've seen the War Machine one.
Boy, give me that box.
Wasn't interested in getting it though.
Hey, be like
Another. I mean, if you want to learn more to Raw Talk, I would visit Ecuador. The Afro-Ecuadorian communities over there, they've preserved all of their gallows, and they're just they're the dictionary when it comes to that sort of thing. They know they're the ones who taught me about active remembrance rather than forgive and forget. Because if they practiced forgive and forget in their societies, they would have tore down their gallows a long time ago. But they keep them as museums, as a place to show people how they were treated. And their stories go right back to the very first slave ship that went to Ecuador. The slavers, they were killed on the ship, and all of the Africans took over the ship and landed on the coastline of Esmeralda. They started their own community there on the coastline, where that they then integrated with the native culture, not completely integrated, but they learned the harvesting cycle of the Andean people, the Quechua. And it wasn't until the Spanish wanted to build a road through the mountains that they discovered the Afro-Ecuadorian community living on their own, and they had to pay to be able to build their road. But it wasn't until very recently that the Ecuadorian Constitution gave the Afro-Ecuadorians indigenous status.
What, the fact that he looks
You know, it's crazy. You ever been up towards like Monterey?
Monterey? Only once.
many. I ain't even got to them
on the
jokes.
way up to Monterey,
He got
there's actually
he got Tom Selleck on
there's
steroids.
there's a real big area where they used to house the Japanese for the internment camps.
Yeah.
And there's actually a big
Hey,
a museum up
he got
there
this
as well
Dr.
that
Mindbender.
they're starting to really acknowledge and educate people on that. In fact, in Ontario, over by Chaffee High School, because my grandparents used to live by Chaffee.
Cass got Dr.
There's a big
Mindbender
area
now.
there where they actually had a huge
He looked like
Japanese
Tom Selleck on
internment camp.
steroids. It looked like Tom Selleck on steroids.
What was that, SG? I missed the last part.
Do you know where Chaffee High School is?
Yeah, but I heard all that part, but at the very end I missed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, there's over by Chaffee High School, there's also a big area where that used to be, besides orange groves back then and lemon and all that, there was a big camp over there. So,
Yeah, there was one here in Anza Borrego too. There was a Japanese internment camp.
Oh yeah, that was a real big one. In fact, it's sad. My grandparents, they knew somebody who actually screwed over one of their neighbors. So and everybody hated this
Please figurehead.
neighbor. So what happened was when they were starting to round up the Japanese during World War II, a lot of them were giving over their land to their neighbors in hopes that they'd get their land back. Well, this one guy
figurehead, man.
to get the land back, never did. And my grandparents knew this guy because we were always told as a kid that was the devil's house. And we found out why later on because everybody hated him because of what they did.
He's like an old pervert.
This guy, well, his family.
He's like an old pervert.
Damn.
Hey, it be them
But
old.
yeah, I mean, it was just
70 years old, and just because they swole, they think they.
The history in this country, it's crazy. Like all the things that we've done, and
oh yeah, And then like on the Native American side of history, some of the shit is like been recorded in fucking dime novels.
Yeah.
And it's sad because like it records actual massacres that occurred in this area.
No, the younger version.
Yeah, California is filled with tons of
y'all don't
tons
see
of history, especially about
Monopoly, right?
massacres and massacring the Native Americans.
Oh yeah,
prison for embezzlement.
He's back after his,
yeah, that's been
so. How have you gotten to change color yet, Kat?
I sentenced you 30 years for embezzlement.
Just messing.
Dr. Mindbender.
That's that slow Tom Selleck.
Damn, look at his face. The fuck?
Old as fuck. That's that damn.
I never opened my color change Zartan. He's still in the box.
So you need shipwreck, you need a construction worker, and then they could be YMCA.
You got brains in the package.
Need a cowboy.
That's Jeffrey Dahmer's.
Said it's Jeffrey Dahmer's.
You got a whole brain in one of that.
Oh, Wild Bill, Spirit, Dr. Mindbender. Who else? There's three of them.
It rubs the lotion.
Wasn't there? Was it Law or was it Order? The police officer.
Oh, that's
or military
yeah, Law and Order.
Wrinkles under his eyes.
So when they built the solar plant over here by Echo One and Hakumba, next to the Echo One substation, they wanted to get the solar panels as close as possible, and that area was previously preserved for archaeological preservation, and when the area where they put it was a massacre zone, and they didn't want to hire a historian to come through and study the area at all, because they already had the environmental and cultural requirements lifted. So when I worked on that area, they were telling me if it's not museum quality, don't collect it. And trained in finding human remains, and on the job site, I found a lot of human remains, and they're calcified bone, very small fragments. One particular day, when we had a large area like cordoned off, where they were like, "We're not going to fuck with this area,"
Supposed to look like
I found a projectile point that was outside of the area, and so I stopped construction so I can record what I was seeing, and I just had everyone stand back and I took photographs, and then I analyzed the photographs on the site, and I realized that all of the grains of what I thought was just rock near the projectile point was actually calcified bone.
Oh wow!
And it was a shitload of it, and so they had to expand that area of preservation. But in consequence, I was removed from the job site the following day.
What? Really?
You gotta support all them muscles.
Is it just
We
they
get the
wanted you
past,
to
doom
hush
the
you up
future.
or something, or?
That's how it works. Like, if the construction company, if they don't like you, they could give you any fucking reason. You're fucking shit king. It doesn't matter what your skills are and what you
Well, because
found.
they don't want to shut down the construction site, and if you have something that's like historical, or then it has to be shut down so they can do a dig and
They already knew that I knew too much because I had all of the dime novel stuff that basically pointed the massacre back to the McCain family. If you look at that area, this area called McCain Valley, and William McCain, their son was killed in a skirmish, and in retribution, they went to Acumba Hot Springs and drove the people into that area below the Valley of the Moon and massacred them.
Oh wow!
Okay.
So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I try not to do archaeology very much anymore, because I found it to be very disrespectful to what I believe in, and disrespectful to prehistory. It feels like a lost cause.
Yeah. I've got
It
a
is
friend
a
of mine
part.
from college.
No one believes in that.
That's what he does, but he does like what is it? He's somewhere in South America right now, but he's part of a university, but I mean everything he does. I mean, I don't know. I think he just they just try to learn. I mean, I think about cultures and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, trying to preserve that. So
Yeah, over here we call it salvage archaeology, because it's like it's whatever we can salvage, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things where I try not to do it very much, and I try to be very picky and choosy about what projects I'm on now and who I'm working for.
You want to work for someone who's going to be honest and has the best, best motive, behind what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's hard. It's really hard to get that, because the cultural resource firms, they're usually under an umbrella of a larger company, and they're the ones. Yeah. So that like Dudek is a big one over here, and they do the engineering for the projects and that sort of thing as well. So the cultural resource management is just a small part of it, and it's corrupt as hell. And the people who work there are fucking trash.
That sucks. Be right back, guys. Go check. We had put a ham on, and
it's funny that you guys got me talking about this shit tonight.
Hey man, did you go to that beach today for the nude protest?
No, I didn't hear about that.
In Australia, there was a nude protest.
It wasn't
One
a
of the beaches,
protest.
Bombay Beach.
It wasn't a
Oh,
protest.
nice.
Not a protest. I mean, excuse me. What would you say? In in uh in observance
Support.
of
Yeah,
support.
in
There we go. Yeah,
observance.
yeah, yeah. Excuse me.
I gotta look this up.
That was
Did you hear about that, Giga? What they're talking about?
No, I heard that Socceroos beaten Tunisia by 1 point.
It said Bombay.
That whole game was just 1 point.
Beach.
Yeah, Bondi Beach.
Oh, it says okay. It says they strip naked for cancer awareness.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard about that. Yeah, it wasn't a protest. It was a like you said, cancer thing.
Huh. Thousands of Australians stripped naked for cancer awareness.
But they were there for skin.
Yeah, that was a photographer came down and did it with him.
Alien sun.
What the fuck?
Kills y'all.
Ugh.
He gives life.
I know my thought about it when I heard about it yesterday.
Right.
I like going to the nude beach over here. I go to Black's Beach, get butt naked.
Yeah, Bondi is a public beach, so to make sure it's all cordoned off for it.
Yeah, over here, Black's is a public beach, but like you gotta hike down to get down there. And then I was talking to Trey about it last night. He didn't know, like, for the longest time that it was a nude beach because he'd never go down to the beach. He'd be up on the bluffs. And then I guess his ex-wife, was like, "You're always going to the fucking nude beach. What the fuck is this shit?"
She probably thought it was getting his perv on.
And he was like, "I had no idea that was a nude beach. I don't go down there."
Playing in the darkness of black.
What a big B. Logan Reese. I think that's the first time I've seen you in chat, Logan. What's up?
Bro, talk about it, bro. What up?
I got a question for you, DFS.
Yeah.
You ever been through a haunting? Or been someone that's haunted? Yeah.
There's a couple. There's a really famous one over here called the Whaley House in Old Town. And yeah, it's like supposedly one of the daughters was murdered in one of the rooms, but it's like that whole area is fucking haunted because there's so many buried people under the streets. Just all around that area is all just a big graveyard. And so people, they turned it into like a tourist house, or they spook people when they go through there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like the movie code. That's like the movie.
my thing when it comes to haunting is if you go into one of those places, show respect. Otherwise, you're just being another jerk.
Right.
That's what people do when they do the blooming. They look for the experience, the fun of it all. And forget about that. That was somebody's home.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like, and it's also one of those things where if there is like a purgatorial spirit of some sort, I mean, you'd want to show respect, right?
If it's something that's more that's demonic, then you want to make sure it doesn't get a hold of you. Try to follow your home.
Yeah, some of the older buildings I've been in definitely have kind of like this eerie presence to them, where you're like, "What the fuck?" And then you hear the story about a guy who was shot in the alley right behind the place, and you're like, "What the hell?"
It's a whole other world.
Yeah, whether you realize it or not, there's a lot of places that are just haunted to hell.
I used to think my house was haunted because my great grandmother and great grandfather passed in this house, and when I first moved in, I would hear dishes and the cabinets being moved around in the kitchen, and I would get out of bed and I'd go into the kitchen and all the cabinet doors were open. And it persisted for a couple of years while I lived here, the same kind of effect. and then it just went away. But full disclosure, I hallucinate before I fall asleep. Almost every single night, I hear noises that wake me up right as I'm about to fall asleep.
Yeah, we've actually lived in a place that had a Native Australian massacre happen. So that's how I've really got my first big experience with the supernatural.
Huh.
Mm.
My
So it was just
my biggest experience with the supernatural happened at the oldest hacienda in Ecuador, and it still permeates through my dream space to this day. And this hacienda has a big courtyard, but it also had preserved gallows, and the courtyard around it is all hardwood plank lined, and the bedrooms are the construction is adobe, the whole construction, and there's no windows in some of those rooms. I stayed in this room that it's these rooms are from the early 19th century, maybe even from the 18th century. I had to look at a Hacienda de Huachala, is the hacienda, and oh yes, it was it was 17th century because it had 17th century frescoes painted in the chapel that were preserved on the plaster. So I stayed in that place, and at night I was dreaming that I had an alternate life.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Hey, hold on. Destiny wants us to play the flex, man. She requested.
Play the flex.
Here we go. Real fast.
This YouTube broadcast is intended for adult viewers 21 years or older.
It's the Casual Toy Chat.
Casbro Records, bitch.
It's the Casual Toy Chat. It's Flex Friday.
Jesus and Kaz on the track. It's Flex Friday, where all the bitches get wet.
Hope the fam all had a great Thanksgiving. Flexing every Friday despite the cost of living. Talking toys, rolling green, we shot sipping. Putting on a show where the host of far stripping. The place with no cap, we don't do no fibbing. Top notch chefs and we got the blue ribbon. Chef in the flex with no pre-mixing. Every fucking week we be off in the kitchen. Crank a stove up to 350 degrees. 15-pound bird tray mac and some cheese gravy. Cornbread and some black eyed peas. Apron on our chest, taking shots, hitting the weed. We cook the flex hot and fresh every week. 47 exactly, give the playlist a peek. Everyone's entertaining, them boys on the streak. Only Toy Spot on YouTube or check is the link. If you can't stand the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. This one's for special niches, voids that's been missing. Where you can beat yourself, ain't nobody tripping. Showing off our toys in abundant provision. Stick a fork in the flex, it's almost done. No competition, we are second to none. Clearing off our plates and we ain't leaving no crumb. Talking monetization, we are not the ones. We are the big cats eating fancy feasts. Started being myself and the views increased. We are the fucking flex till we older deceased. And only 5 more songs left to be released. We are the boys that can't lose, just like we're righteous. We got the golden touch and it's just like Midas. Undimmable shine, not even the slightest. The show's about to start, enjoy your itis. Crank a stove up to 350 degrees. 15-pound bird tray mac and some cheese gravy. Cornbread and some black eyed peas. Apron on our chest, taking shots, hitting the weed. We cook the flex hot and fresh every week. 47 exactly, give the playlist a peek. Everyone's entertaining, them boys on the streak. Only Toy Spot on YouTube or check is the link.
47 flexes in, and somehow I'm rapping about Rumbros again.
Goddamn.
Fill it with gravy from my black eyed peas till it overflows and drips down the vagine. These bitches know what I mean. I got the corn and you know it's sweet cream. Only the prime cut of quality meat. Blacking the mac and I'm melting the cheese. Scrumdiddlyumptious. Carving that pussy like pumpkins. You know the bedroom is jumping, and that the mattress is flooded. There is no point in running. The rapture's upon us, and she hears the trumpets. She gotta get her life right. She know that Jesus is coming.
Crank a stove up to 350 degrees. 15-pound bird tray mac and some cheese gravy. Cornbread and some black eyed peas. Apron on our chest, taking shots, hitting the weed. We cook the flex hot and fresh every week. 47 exactly, give the playlist a peek. Everyone's entertaining, them boys on the streak. Only Toy Spot on YouTube, where check is the link.
Flex Friday, Ben ours, you already know this. Week after week, we get proof that we owned it. Late nights with Cass and Jesus the asshole. What could you ask for? Bringing lava to hot flows. Delta 8 chain slick to cigarettes. I need more. Bitch, go team, go.
Crank the stove up to 350 degrees. 15-pound bird tray mac and some cheese gravy, cornbread and some black-eyed peas. Apron on our chest, taking shots, hitting the weed. We cook the flex hot and fresh every week. 47 exactly, give the playlist a peek. Everyone's entertaining, them boys on the streak. Only Toy Spot on YouTube, where check is the link.
Nice.
Yeah. You want to hear more about this, Giga?
Thank you, Biggie.
Or is it too
Oh,
crazy?
since we started on it, why not?
All right. So at that time in my life, I was taking control of my dreams a lot, like taking control of the direction of the dreams. And
lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Never tried it.
Basically doing whatever I wanted and not living the same life that I live consciously when I'm awake.
That's what I do.
If that makes any sense to you.
That's what I do every night when I sleep.
I wasn't the same person morally.
Separate lives.
Yeah, I wasn't the same person morally. And I knew I was kind of losing the creative aspect of my subconsciousness by doing that. And in this particular dream, it was really creative in my subconsciousness. I was a woodworker, and I volunteered at a church there at the chapel there at Wachula.
Separate thing.
So I wasn't taking control at first. And there was a lot of things I encountered in that particular dream, but some of it was kind of scary, and I decided to take control of that particular dream and not be true to myself, my waking state self. And something came to me in my dream and spoke to me. It told me that I was doing the wrong thing. Basically what I had just told you, that I wasn't being really who I am. And when I woke up in the room, it's a pitch black room like I described. But there was something in the room with me that was like an entity. And my consciousness, I knew it was the same entity that had spoke to me in my dream state.
Good night, y'all.
And
Later Destiny.
That whatever it was, it took off like through the door, but I could hear its footsteps, and I could hear it running down that hardwood plank courtyard while it exited the room. And ever since then, I've been the same person that I am in my waking state that I am in my dream state.
And the best way to illustrate what astral projection is for you, Big B, is that there's a Batman sleeping, and hang on, I'll just grab another one of the same character.
Explanation of it.
But yeah,
astral projection
terrifying.
I learned how to take control of my dreams and lucid dreaming because I used to have the same nightmare when I was a kid about these crash. Do you remember the old crash test dummies that used to be on TV back in the 90s?
Yep.
So I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid where they would be like thousands of them tickling me. Like, I hate being tickled, but I used to have these nightmares about them every night. So that's how I learned how to control my dreams. And one night when I was in like 4th grade, I figured out I went with a gun. And then that time when they attacked me, I shot them all, and I never had that dream again. But from then on, I still have tickle dreams every once in a blue moon. That's when I wake myself up, though.
Yeah, I hate being
sometimes
tickled.
they go sideways, but for the most part, my dreams be straight.
I don't like being tickled either.
You know what I don't
best way for me to illustrate
when she does that,
astral projection
I like it.
is
I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, you know, you like this. I'm like, no, I
You
know.
got your physical body, and this will be your projected form. So it's like two different, like the same person, just one hovering above the other kind of thing. Be the best way to describe astral projection.
There's
Right.
different forms of astral projection too. There's remote viewing in astral projection, where you can view something while you're asleep that's happening somewhere else. And when you wake up, you know what happened because you saw it happen, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
What about dreams predicting future shit? And helping
That's sort of on the same kind, the same thing as remote viewing. It's people call it a prediction, but I don't believe it's a prediction at all. I believe it's remote viewing.
It's kind of like a thing called a precognizance, is what it's called. Usually referred to as.
Right,
Because
and
once it says you're seeing it, but you're
you
not
might
participating.
experience it if you don't remember your dream. You might experience it in a deja vu.
I have deja vu from time to time.
I've had dreams like that, and it's just like the next
I did see that.
3 to 4 days, maybe a month later, it happened.
I don't think it was
It's like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
It can be rather.
But like, every once in a while when I'm asleep, I can feel that my eyelids are closed, but I'm still able to open my eyes and sit up and look around the room.
Oh yeah, that's
I can
sleep
do that.
paralysis. That's called sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis, but I can't like get up and walk around the room. But I can sit up within my body and look around the room, but still know that my eyelids are closed. But I can still see what's going on. Like I can still see the room. Like
right.
Moments, but I can't
I gotta
float above or like walk around.
Yeah, I get up and I get out of bed and I walk out of my house and I just start walking around. And I like look around and things.
Oh, no, this is the craziest toy chat. We talk about everything on here.
That's what makes it so good.
Talk about dreams and freaking crash test dummies and freaking
fucked up. You just don't want to pee in there. Hey, when I was a kid, man, there used to be like in the mornings, there used to be these wet spots in all these different places in my parents' house, like by the curb.
Man, I want one of those crash. I remember I used to love those toys, man.
I know they're not that expensive either.
I would go and pee.
Well, I had a friend of mine. His little brother had a bunch of those. They were freaking cool, man. It's like
while I'm standing up.
Well, there were two different ones of them. There was the ones that look meant to be more like humans, and the ones that are like car parts put together.
Yeah, those are the enemies. Those are the enemies.
Yeah,
they were cool. You know what another cool show was? Did you ever watch that laser tag cartoon?
Oh, I never saw that.
Back in the day, that was pretty cool too.
Probably about 1 or 2 episodes. After that, never did see it.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, you know when you're flying in your dreams?
I don't jump. I do not jump in my dreams because just like Big B, if I jump in my dreams, then I don't come down, and then I gotta wake myself up. So I don't jump.
Do you remember how to fly?
I ain't never flown, but
no, you don't remember how?
I don't know how to fly in my dreams.
I've never flown in, but I've fallen. I do know that.
I know. I swear it feels so fucking real. Like I've tried it while I'm awake, but I can't do the same movements to be able to stall myself into the flight. But I know exactly what movements it takes to be able to get myself to fly.
See, you know what I used to do when I would dream about flying? Because you know, like when you go swimming, you try to float, you use your stomach to float. That's what I would do in my dreams to fly. Except for you extend your arms out and.
I'm scared of
I've had
heights.
a flying dream
I'm
and
scared
like
of
forever.
heights, and even when I dream, I'm afraid of heights. So like,
I'm terrified of heights.
I don't like the fucking. I'm not about that flying shit. Like if I jump, I've learned to like try to like make it to where maybe I can jump high, but I can grab onto something that's up near. You know, like I find things to grab on. But as far as like this free floating, I'm terrified of heights. So that's not something that I'm down with.
I know what you're talking about, Real Talk, where you wake up in your dream and you're like still fucking dreaming. Oh man, that shit lasts a while too.
No, is what I hate is when
I'm
you're
like
dreaming and then in your dream you got to take a piss, and then you wake up and you're like, "Fuck, I got to take a piss."
Sometimes.
Well, one time that happened to me where I pissed in my dream and I found out that I fucking pissed my bed.
Oh shit.
So one time I was in this dream where it was like this wedding, and I was looking all around for a fucking restroom, and I went outside. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna piss on the other side of this palm tree." And I'm like walking around there, and like there's people there. I'm like, "Fuck!" So I like asked some people finally, "Where the fuck is the restroom in this goddamn house?" And they're like, "Well, you know, the seats and everything is a toilet. You just have to lift up the fucking mattress and just piss." I'm like, "Dude, I'm not pissing and shitting in front of everybody. You guys got like a real restroom?" And they're like, yeah, in the front there's a hall, and so I went in there. It's like a big old restroom, right, with like showers and shit.
Weird ass.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna take a shower and I'm gonna piss in the shower. And there's all these like perfumes and like shampoo and conditioners everywhere. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking piss on this shit right now.
Yeah.
And consciously, I was like, dude, you're asleep. You're gonna fucking piss the bed. And I was like, no, I'm gonna piss on this shit. I'm done. I'm pissing on this shit. And
in my dreams, I know if I gotta take a piss in any of my dreams, I know I ain't falling for that shit.
you ain't gonna fall for it? Well, I pissed that time, and I didn't piss the bed.
Yeah, sometimes
I got lucky.
Sometimes you can get away with it. Sometimes really be like,
But yeah, that was. But while I'm awake, like completely conscious awake, if I focus hard enough, I can recall dreams completely.
Yeah, man. I have full thoughts. I have full thoughts. Sometimes, bro, like I have full thoughts that I write down. Like
that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to write them down.
And I remember them fully. Like my dreams be like.
No, it's crazy. I keep having. It's almost like the same dream. Over and over, it's like my grandparents' house, but then there's like rooms that never existed, like in the attic. There's like a big basement in one of the dreams, and I found like a bunch of G.I. Joe toys that were all dusty and like caked with like cobwebs, and I keep having the same freaking dream, and it's like a cool dream, but then there's this like room above where my uncle's room was, and I keep having the same dream, and it's like you have to go up this like flight of stairs that's like wooden that like they creak, and you're worried about them like going through, and there's toys in that room. But all this every time I dream of their house, it's like there's toys. Yeah.
Fuck.
So.
Yeah, I dream of the property that I live on because it's my great grandparents' property. And like kind of the property I grew up on.
Man, I remember arguments that I have with people.
See, and I think that's why I dream about my grandparents' property, because when I was a kid, I didn't get along all that well with my mom and my dad. Like I get along with my mom now. You know, my dad passed when I was a kid, but my grandmother and my grandfather, they were like, I was super close with them. So I went there all the time. And my mom and my dad both didn't really like buying toys all that much, but my grandmother, because there was a Toys R Us down the street, we'd always go for a walk every time I'd visit her, and she'd always let me pick out a couple G.I. Joes, and you know, so every time I see her, I'd be like, "You want to go for a walk, Grandma?" And she's like, "Sure." Let me go get my, you know, she'd want to get her purse, you know, so she can buy my G.I. Joes for me, and so because I was there all the time, I think maybe that's why I have that dream. Like, I told my wife at one point, like, I wish I could buy that house, you know?
I know. I've never kids in it.
That's why I love living in this house. It's like so full of that. When I was a little kid, I'd call my grandma and grandpa and I'd be like, Mom, come pick me up. Mom and dad are fucking drunk and they're fighting and shit and yelling. Like, just get me out of here. And when I was in elementary school, even before like first and second grade, I was already ditching and walking over here to my great grandparents' house to hang out with my great grandparents.
Oh wow!
And they were cool. Like they would play with toys with me, but they wouldn't speak English or Spanish around me. They would only speak Yaqui. So I grew up hearing the native language.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, see, my grandfather.
Learn more about your heritage.
He wouldn't play with toys with me. My grandmother would. My grandfather was very like my dad. My dad never played with toys. The only time he ever played with one of my G.I. Joe figures, he actually broke the damn thing. And it was, remember when the old Falcon and Viper gliders came out? Because my dad loved like RC cars, trains, things like that, things you could fly, or play with, or you know what I mean. But he didn't like army figures, you know what I mean. So I remember him throwing this thing, and it broke, and I didn't even have a chance to play with the damn thing. He put it together. He thought it was cool because it was a glider. He threw it, broke it, but he's like, hey, at least you get a figure out of it, So, but like he was into like the slot cars, the like model planes. I remember one year, it's actually when the Defiant came out. I wanted the Defiant so badly, and they kept hinting that that's what I was going to get. I wound up not getting it. Instead, my dad bought me, it was a model of a Ford Mustang engine, but it was like a life-size model.
I know what you're talking about.
And I was so not into it. I wasn't in the cars. I'm still not really in the cars. You know what I mean? Like, I've got a nice car, but was never, like my brother, he was in the cars. My brother loves it. I mean, he went to UTI, to get his automotive, mechanic license, all that. He was like the car guy. He was the mechanic. You know what I mean? For me, I was like, wasn't in all that. I like the toys. You know what I mean? And so, no, my dad was like, nope, you're going to play football. The only thing that my parents did that I did like in middle school, when they said, okay, no more toys, they said, okay, football and girls. My dad bought me a subscription to Playboy.
Shit.
So, that was cool.
My parents, when I turned like 19, 20, they were like, sell all your shit and get the fuck out of my house.
Oh, well, see, I moved out when I was 16. I got emancipated. So I took my mom to court and was able to prove that I could take care of myself. And
right on.
I had a job, but I was taking all the classes, and
I just didn't fuck with toys for a long time. It was like I didn't want to get back into it, so that's when I started reloading and collecting guns and doing that sort of thing, and hiking a lot. And I found myself in other forms for sure, but I knew that I was missing a part of me that I guess I felt was taken away.
Yeah. You see, and I think that's why. So, God, I stopped collecting toys just because I was kind of forced. In like 6th grade. And that's when my parents said, okay, no more toys for birthday, Hanukkah, Christmas. Like, we're going to get you movies, so get your music CDs you like, get you models. If you want something, get you models. But they figured that they're spending all this money on sports. In sports, like I was doing roller hockey, and that shit was expensive. And then doing football and all that, which is something I actually wanted. So they were just more like, okay, you're going to do this. So, and I was, even though I have guns, and I did have a period of time where I got into guns, but it was never my big thing. It actually wasn't until later in life that I was like, all right, I'm going to start collecting some guns here and there. But I remember in '98, it was my sophomore year of college, and that's when Toys R Us had got those some of the reissues of the O-ring stuff. They had got reintroduced, from Hasbro, and they had that what was it, the Stars and Stripes set. They had some of those, 2 packs and 3 packs, so I got into that, and that's kind of was my reintroduction. And then I want to say probably 99, 2000. That's when Yo Joe, I got kind of introduced to the Yo Joe site. They used to have a really big forum where you can chat with people and all that. And I wound up making a trade with somebody because I was building computers on the side, and I made a trade with some guy in Texas, and he sent me a huge collection, and I sent him a brand new computer that I had built.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, I actually didn't really build the computer. So one of my friends, his brother would go dumpster diving in Orange County at all the really nice computer like manufacturers. And at one point he had got like 300 Gateway computers, all brand new, like just like the cases were maybe a little bit dinged up, but they all worked. They had like, they were just like, you boot up and you put on your information. They were brand new. They still had plastic on it and all that. So I gave him a Gateway computer that cost me like, I think at the time, 20 or 30 bucks. Because this guy, I think he was selling it to us dirt cheap I think he was using meth or something. So, but we didn't care. I'm like, whatever, we were getting the computers cheap from them. We were turning around and flipping them for like $800 to $1,000.
Hell yeah. I remember when I was in high school, it was like you'd be able to buy a broken computer in the penny saver, and all that was wrong was the power supply, and you change it out for like 25 bucks and sell it for 500.
Yep. Oh, hell yeah, man. We used to, same stuff. We used to do that. And
I was making like side bank in high school doing that to buy my transformers and shit.
I don't care how gay it sounds.
Yeah, and literally in college, like I was making bank just computers that were just little random fixes. Some of them didn't need any fixes. They just had maybe a little scuff or something like that on the side of it. Because this guy literally, later Bruce, he was dumpster diving at the big computer places in Orange County, and Gateway had a big RMA center there. And so he was getting all the stuff from there, and yeah, he was bringing it to my buddy's shop, and we were turning around, and we'd literally give him 20, 30 bucks a computer. I mean, they were brand new, and so
I remember the Gateway era. I remember that era. My first,
my first
computer.
Macs. Remember the colored Macs? They like, it was an all-in-one on the big CRT. They were
we had those in our elementary school, but I never fucked with Mac. Like I always had PC.
Oh, see, I hate Mac. Only time I've ever used Mac was like for Avid or something like that. But even then, you could use Avid on PC. So for me, it's like I wasn't into it, but we were taking whatever this guy would bring us because we knew we could turn around and flip it.
Hell yeah.
And so, I remember once he brought us a big box of sealed Windows 98 boxes, and they all had brand new licenses. And
was this guy lifting them or what?
No, he was dumpster diving.
Oh, fuck.
Joe would go. Wow. Joe was the guy who I was working for.
Yeah, I remember in high school, dumpster diving was lucrative. Behind CompUSA and shit, we'd be back there fucking pulling out games.
Oh, yeah. Well, so, and this guy was paying off one of the security guards. And the guy would, because all this stuff was like gated. Because I asked Joe, how is he getting this? And they were paying off the security guards so they can go in there, because they would go there with like a rental truck or something. I think at the time it was like one of those Ryder trucks, and they would go in there, they'd fill them up with computers and other electronics. I remember the first time I ever saw a digital camera. I was thinking to myself, what the fuck is this? This ain't gonna last. Like, you know. And he came in with boxes of them, and they
Oh
used a
shit!
big old floppy disk, and I'm
Damn.
like, what the fuck is this? Like, you
And
don't
the
know,
pictures back then sucked too.
huh?
The picture quality sucked back then.
I think they were like 1 megabyte or something like that. You know, it was
I don't think it was until PowerShot came out that picture quality got good.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, but it was freaking funny, man. I was just like, but yeah, this guy would dumpster dive. We would get projectors, you
Fuck
know.
yeah.
In fact, I had gotten a laser disc and a projector, and I got a bunch of movies from this guy, and I paid, it was like $20, and it was like 50 laser disc movies, a laser disc player, and a projector. And at the time, I didn't have a TV. Oh, and I got an N64, so I was playing the N64 on it, and I was doing like the laser disc movies. I remember watching. In fact, it was the first time I saw the movie, but the Backdraft. I watched that on Laserdisc, and
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah, Laserdisc was the shit.
oh heck yeah, man. Yeah, I still have one. It's this one
Oh
right
wow.
here.
Is it still the best version of Star Wars, the original trilogies on Laserdisc? Oh fuck yeah, that's a dope one. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think the cleanest copy of Star Wars Episode 4 is a Laserdisc,
I think you're right.
unedited, the non special edition.
Yeah. See, I never had that one, but I want to say it was my grandparents had that because they had a Laserdisc player, and I remember just being like in awe of it because they had a TV that I want to say they got it when they were in China or something like that because overseas they had TVs that were higher resolution. They were 480p, and we didn't. Our TVs back then they weren't that. They were like what is it, one something or two something, you know, for the resolution. It was like really low. But overseas, their resolution, their TVs were always higher.
Oh,
So their TV, and even though it was a CRT, was a 480p TV. So when they played the laser disc on it, it looked really nice.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I remember what the big screen TVs that were CRT.
Yep. Shoot, man. We had the old floor model TVs, the wood ones that were like furniture. So you'd have your picture frames on top and everything else, you know. Man, those things were cool. In fact, the first apartment complex I lived in when I was in college, um, me and my roommates, we didn't have a TV, but I went down to the it was like one of those communal dumpsters where everybody threw their trash, you know. Well, I went to go take the trash out, and I saw by the trash there was one of those old wooden floor model TVs, and I was like, hey, let me bring it in and take a look at it, see if I can get it working. It looked nice, little scratched on the top, you know, the surface. We wanted to put like a little, you know, cloth or something over it, and I took it apart because it wouldn't turn on, and I saw the fuse was burnt out. And I was thinking to myself, fuck, we didn't have any fuses. So I took some foil, wrapped the fuse in foil, put it back in, and it worked perfect.
Fuck yeah.
It lasted me for 4 years through college.
Holy shit.
Yep. We had to buy one of those adapters because it just had the two little screw things. You had to put like the little adapter, the Y adapter on it, you know, for the coax.
I remember, yeah.
One of those for it, but that's when you would
Fuck,
get
those big TVs. I remember, like trying to move one of those old big screen CRTs and shit.
I had one of those. Oh my god, that thing was a nightmare. It was a rear projection. Remember the big rear projection ones?
I've seen them, but I didn't. My family never had one.
See, my stepdad had one of those rear projection TVs. The thing was like a 72-inch or 65-inch, something like that. But the thing was massive. It took like 4 people to move this thing because of how heavy it was. But those things were cool though, man. But then the bulbs would start to go out and they get dim and
Shit. I remember the first time I saw a big screen TV. Like a friends of the family's house, and it was like they were all watching sports on it.
mm. Yeah, first time I saw one was actually my stepdad. It was a Pioneer rear projection TV.
Hmm.
Because when I was a kid,
We
we didn't
trashed
have
those
that at all.
TVs too. Like all those TVs got trashed, like
Yep.
fucking destroyed.
So I've been looking for because what's his name? Dare, he bought, one of those old CRT TVs. So I've been looking on like OfferUp, stuff like that. They're freaking expensive now. Like $200-300 for an old CRT, one that actually works really well.
Hell
So I
no.
want one just because everyone's using them for retro gaming. Because it's when you play old school Nintendo or Sega or Super Nintendo, playing them on a big screen TV is not the same.
Yeah.
Because it's meant to be on the CRT. You know what I mean? And so it just.
Yeah, it doesn't look the same for sure.
Yeah. I mean, even if you have the correct aspect ratio and it's not all stretched out, it's still, it's got to be on that CRT. You know what I mean? With the scan lines and.
See, Germ still has a 32-inch Toshiba. He said, "Shit."
Nice. Yep, hooked up C to his NES and SNES, VHS and DVDs. Nice.
I got rid of all of mine. They were too heavy to.
Yeah, that's right, Giga. They're from an indie comic. Those. I remember seeing him in Lee's action figure. Those female figures he had. I can't remember the name of the company. I remember one in particular. One comic in particular. Yeah, those fucking TVs.
Oh yeah. In fact, tomorrow I'm gonna have my black and gold Superboy.
Oh hell yeah!
So I went and ordered off Amazon.
Fuck yeah!
And then I ordered it's a Mega EverDrive. You know what those are?
Mega EverDrive. It's a flash cartridge.
Yeah. So like I have one for the my Sega because I've got a Sega Genesis and I also have the Nomad. So when I put it in I can play regular Sega games, or I can, when I boot it up.
You can do Genesis. You can do Master Drive, and what about Game Gear?
Not on. Okay, yeah. So on Game Gear, I've got same thing. I have a EverDrive for my Game Gear.
Hell yeah!
It's by the same company.
Flash cartridges are shit, dude.
Yeah, so I could play that on all my Game Gears. I've got the EverDrives for that. I've got for I've got for the Nomad or for the Sega Genesis, but then I ordered one for
They might be
for the because I've got a Super Nintendo as well, but I don't have. I wanted the handheld, so I ordered the EverDrive for that. But yeah, so I can play hundreds of games.
You know the fucking this. Oh, let me grab.
But I still have some Turtles in Time, Super Mario.
Yeah, this DS.
Oh, nice.
This one's a 3DS XL, and you can fucking flash the BIOS and firmware.
Oh, okay.
And you can just turn it into a big fucking emulator machine.
Homebrew.
Yeah, you could put so many emulators and games on it because it uses a regular SD card.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a pretty good system to pick up.
Yeah, you don't even have to flash that though. They sell for the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
The EverDrive. So EverDrive, it's by a company called. I'll tell you right now. So it's Chris or KRIK ZZ Kirks, something like that. is the company who makes it. And you can get them on Amazon. You can get them on eBay. Only thing is, a lot of times the ones on eBay, they're coming from China. So you have to worry about them being knockoffs. The ones on Amazon seem to be pretty legit. I've had good luck with those. So yeah, when we get, so I'll have the Superboy tomorrow, and then the cartridge will be here in like sometime next week. And I ordered a bunch of for Black Friday on Amazon. It was 64 gig cards for like $10.
Fuck yeah!
So
I picked up the flash cart for my Game Boy Color. That's the one I have that one for. So that one's pretty sick.
Nice. Yeah. See, I've got here. Let's see.
I want to get a flash cart for my original Super Nintendo.
Well, see, and that's what that EverDrive, like, because I've got a regular Super Nintendo, and so in fact I got such a good deal on that. It came with the box and everything, and it was the Killer Instinct version, and so it had the Killer Instinct, had the music CD soundtrack. I got it at a antique shop out here for $40 with all the cables, everything, and it works perfect. And that's hooked up in our room, and so the EverDrive will work on that. But then I also have let's see, I've got like a couple of Vitas.
Oh, okay.
Got an old
Vitas are probably one of those really obscure ones. I remember the Vita, they tried to sell like a monthly subscription to their service and shit.
Yeah. Well, and at one point they actually took the service down, and then people complained, and they brought the service back up. Because
have you ever heard of Xperia Play?
Xperia Play sounds familiar.
Let me grab it. All right, let me grab Xperia.
What's up, Prophet?
So this is the closest thing you could get to a cell phone that plays video games.
Oh, okay.
And it was by Sony Ericsson.
Didn't Razer do something recently that's also video games that has similar to that? It's like super expensive. Yeah.
Really?
It showed off last year. I mean, the thing's nice, but it's expensive.
And you could still activate this and use it if you wanted to. But yeah, I used this for a long time. Put emulators on here, and I was still able to use it as a cell phone. It was fucking sick.
Nice. See, I had both versions of the N-Gage. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, N-Gage.
There was the one that was like
Nokia.
a taco one. You talked. So when you talked in it, you talked like this.
Yeah.
And then they finally released one where you could do like that. But the N-Gage and the graphics were so bad.
So, but Nokia was cutting edge at that time.
Yes.
They had an MP3 phone too, and it was like the first time you could put MP3s on your phone and turn them into a ringtone without paying money.
You could do that on the N-Gage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same time period.
Yeah. So I don't know if the taco version, that's the one that you talk like this. We called it the taco one because it was shaped like a taco. I don't think that one did, but the second version of the N-Gage, that one you had a media player and you had the MP3 player. And you can use your MP3s as your ringtone, which pissed a lot of cell phone companies off because they were making hand over fist on selling ringtones.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They weren't even complete. Like, they were just like, 15.
And it took them years. It took years for us to be able to get that back.
Yeah.
Because those companies were on that shit. They were like, no, people need to be paying money for their ringtones.
Yep. Well, especially so when Apple came along, like Apple dominated, but they were charging through the roof because you couldn't do that unless you jailbroke your phone. And then when Android came out, because the whole open source, they were like, okay, well, hey, you can do that with your Android phone. So that's why I love Android. Like, I'll never go back to iPhone. Everything I do is Android, you know. But yeah, man, you should check out the Razer phone. I mean, it's fucking expensive.
It's a new Razer?
Yeah, well, it's like a year old now, unless they have a newer one. But it's a
But it has
full
a controller?
Yeah, it has. It actually comes with. So it actually has the phone comes with a controller that you. I mean, and the thing is high tech and got big ass fans for it. Like I want to say it's like a couple grand or something like that. Like it's a full on like they're saying it was comparable to like the Steam Decks.
Huh.
So yeah, it's nuts, man. Hey, what's up, dear?
Daredevil. Yeah, the Xperia Play is actually it was actually really high quality too. Like it has the LR buttons.
Nice.
Everything felt really good on it, like all the controls.
Because yeah, so
touch
I remember.
control.
Yeah, I remember when those came out. That was right after the basic discontinuation of the Vita, because those phones they have the Sony network on those phones, so you can play the Sony games on those phones, and that was because and that's I think what was the fall of the Vita was the fact that your phones are so powerful now, where they were the quality of the Vita, or you know what I mean.
And like at this point in time, I'm still thinking like, fuck you, Nintendo, fuck you, Sony. Give me a fucking phone that plays games.
Yes.
And it's like that's been the demand like for fucking 20 years in my subconsciousness, and they haven't really stepped up to that plate.
See, and I heard there was a rumor that Microsoft was going to do a handheld phone / game based off the Microsoft or the Xbox system. But I think with Nintendo, because Nintendo, I mean, although theirs isn't a phone, they're really the only true wireless gaming right now for next gen, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. I really want to see Nintendo do it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, fuck, if they put out a phone like a Switch phone,
that would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, you know that shit would be selling fucking hotter than the stupid ass iPhone.
Oh, 100%. I'll tell you right now, I'd buy it. My wife would be pissed at me because I'm sure it'd be expensive, but I'd buy it.
Fuck yeah. And I think the problem too is that the manufacturers don't want to license from Qualcomm and Texas Instruments and have to pay for that bullshit because it would drive up the cost of the product a shitload.
Oh, yeah. And I think don't they have because Qualcomm was Motorola, right? Don't they have an exclusive license right now with them where they can't?
Something.
Yeah.
I know that like every phone that we have has a chip that has to be like a patent that has to be paid through Texas Instruments.
Yes. Well, it's like with memory for like your computer. Almost everybody has to pay. Now, if they're not buying it from the Taiwanese semiconductor manufacturers, they have to pay a royalty to them.
Right.
Which was nuts.
So I'm thinking that's the whole reason why a fucking Nintendo phone ain't coming.
Yeah.
Dan Pigel says, Nintendo phone, take my money.
Right.
I mean, but what if it's $2,000? I mean, because their stupid iPhones are like $1,000.
Well,
and they ain't worth that.
Well, look up really quick the whatchamacallit, the new Razer one.
All right, let me see. Okay, so the Razer 5G gaming.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man. Like when I was looking at the specs on it, but it's expensive. It has a big ass box it comes with.
There's another one that came out a while back called Razer. No, that's the control. This is the controller for that. It's called the Kishi USB-C. That's just the controller is $42. Huh. Well, I guess you could use that controller on a few different phones.
Hmm.
Yeah, I remember when the original Razer came out.
Oh, I know, right?
I wonder if I still have
the flip phone.
I used to love that shit, though.
I know I have my chocolate.
Yeah, see, I remember when the first Razer came out, I had that, and that phone. Remember, it would start falling apart.
Droid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it falls apart like a motherfucker.
Yep. Yeah, I don't
But
know
the
if you
case,
saw this.
the case was so cool.
This came out a couple of years ago. It was a special edition. They did one for Lion King for Super Nintendo, and then they did for Sega Genesis. They did the what was it, Aladdin, I think. A special cart for it.
Oh yeah. That's badass.
And I want to say I got this through. How was it? It's a site I've mentioned before, or Zavvi.com.
Wow.
Yeah. That's where I
There
got
were like a limited numbers of these made, or something like that, like 500 or something like that.
Interesting. That's a contemporary cartridge.
Yeah, it's contemporary. It's the original. So they made this game for Super Nintendo. But they re-released it in a special edition cartridge, I think with special features.
Interesting.
I haven't played it yet. But I'll play it if I get the other. Well, the other's supposed to be here tomorrow, so I'll play it on here tomorrow or something.
Fuck. The Razer 2020 was $1,500.
Woo.
Fuck. That's expensive.
Right? But they're saying it was like the top gaming phone on the market. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Yeah, we need that Nintendo phone. I mean, at least before we fucking die, right?
Right? Dude, oh my god, I would literally like give my left nut for a Nintendo.
I'm gonna be doing some research on that. I want to know why I know I have my idea of why they won't do it, but
I mean, here's the thing. I love the Switch. I've got the first version. I don't have the bigger one. I'm not going to get the bigger. I don't need a screen that big. But even if they made the screen a little smaller, like the size of the this is whatever the newest, the Note 21 or whatever, the bigger one. So even if they did it this size, which is actually I think it's about the same size as. Wow, it's actually about the same size.
What's the difference between Switch and Switch Lite?
Okay, so the Switch and the Switch Lite. So the Switch here, I can remove the controllers. I can hook this up to a TV through the dock. The Switch Lite, you can't remove these. You can't use an extra controller on it, and you can't hook it up to the TV.
Really? Fuck that.
It's just strictly handheld. So my son has a Switch Lite, but it was cheaper. So
yeah, it's like 200.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think so. But he's
if you can't hook it up to the TV, then man.
I mean, we don't really want him hooking it up to the TV anyways.
Oh yeah.
because I mean, if anything, he can use mine as hooked up to the TV.
Yeah.
But I mean, he likes his. I mean, it's fine for what he does.
Yeah, I was looking at him. I'm thinking about picking up a Switch.
It's cool. I mean, if you were to get one, I would definitely go with the newer one with the bigger screen because it's got a newer screen. I guess it's brighter.
Yeah, the OLED.
Yeah, the OLED versus to the original one. I mean, I still love it. Don't get me wrong. But obviously, I mean, I'm just not gonna because I've got one that works fine. I'm not gonna upgrade just for an OLED.
Yeah, it's like $350.
Yeah.
Let's see. Even like the Black Friday deal, they're just trying to bundle you with Splatoon or whatever and a wireless controller. It's like, nah, I don't want that. I'm not gonna play that game. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, and then for I have two Vitas. I have the Slim, which is a red one, and then I've got the fatter, the white one. The fatter white one. This one's jailbroken. So
Huh.
I've got every Vita game on here.
Yeah, that's badass. Yeah, I never fucked with Vita. I still have my PSP. The PSP was cool because it was like you could put a camera on the fucking PSP.
Oh yeah.
There
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
on the original one. Yep. Although I never saw the camera. I always I was looking for that accessory. I could never find it. But then the Vita had one built in.
oh yeah, that's right. So
It had
my
one there, and
buddy,
then it has one here. It has a front-facing one as well.
he fucking would strap his PSP with the camera onto his RC car, and then he would drive it underneath cars on the fucking road. And we'd be like, dude, that's like more than $1,000 worth of equipment that you're risking. And if that person runs it over, you're totally fucked. Your RC car's fucked, and your
Right?
Switch, and your PSP is fucked. He was a nuts guy. He'd take the chances, dude.
Wow.
But he came up with sick videos where he'd race cars on the road and drive underneath the car and shit.
Hmm.
Because people would be like, an RC car, his RC car would be going like 70 miles an hour in like 2 seconds.
Oh, he had one of those real expensive, nice ones.
Yeah, I still have mine. I still have my Valerian Traxxas.
Hmm. See, that's the one thing I never got any of the nice RC. I mean, I have the RC Batmobile thing that they did a couple years back. I've got some GI Joe RC stuff, but nothing ever super nice, you know.
Yeah, here's mine. I have to rebuild the motor still. I haven't done that, but this is a fucking sick RC car. This one's all customized. Like I did kingpin suspension on the front.
Nice.
I took it from a different RC car. The control arms are from different RC car. It's got titanium shocks. Yeah, this thing is set up.
That's cool. Hey, Kaz, you should put the link up again.
Hold on, my bad.
Germ's all, damn it, you better play Splatoon.
There we go. Link's back up again.
See. Black Friday Switch deals.
Yeah, I'm looking around at the Cyber Monday shit on Amazon right now.
Oh yeah, I think Cyber Monday is gonna have some really good deals.
I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not gonna buy a fucking refurbished Switch OLED for 120 when a new one's fucking. I mean, for 320 when the new one's 350. I mean, you gotta be fucking high.
Yeah, I would just get a new one.
Man, I can't believe the Switch ain't come down on price. Like they're wild. They still want the same amount as when it came out. It should be a little cheaper, man.
GameStop is full of shit, dude. They put up sales that don't fucking exist. They have like items or like, yeah, this is a in-store only deal, and it's like, good luck finding a store that has that shit in stock.
Right?
Yeah, I fucking hate GameStop right now. They're full of shit.
What character was it?
Hmm?
Who were you trying to get? What character?
Oh no, I was trying to get a gaming controller, and they were like, it's on sale right now for $60 or $70, and fucking good luck finding it in stock at any store. And you go for delivery today, and they're like, no, not to your address. They're like, it's not available for store pickup, but it's also not available for delivery to your area code. It's like, how fucking full of shit could you possibly be? What if I put in a fucking area code for Hawaii, will I get the deal?
Right?
I think they're just full of shit.
Well, see, and the thing is, I was irritated because I went to go check out for the Zorana, and they had her in card and everything, and then all of a sudden they said not available in my area, and I'm like, they didn't give me the option at all to purchase online, but then I heard other people were able to.
Shit.
I ordered on Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, I have mine through Pulse too, ordered, but yeah, but she was on sale on GameStop. It was like what, $17, something like that. Her and Dusty.
Damn. Now that I have this plugin for Chrome, there's a bunch of websites I won't even go to anymore. Like I won't go to Dell.com. They run all this bullshit in the background while you're just trying to fucking visit their site. And some of that shit is like Bitcoin mining crap.
I hate when companies do that.
Yeah, and it's just for visiting their fucking website. They got you bent over the barrel. I got this plugin called uBlock Origin, and it shows you exactly how many fucking domains it's trying to open, and forgot what it's called. It's like a not container. When they open up multiple websites from one website. Amiibos. Fuck yeah. I remember the first time I got a cell phone. I remember when I got mine. I was out of high school. I met this girl, and she was beautiful and all that shit. And she's like, "You don't have a cell phone?" And I was like, "Oh fuck!" I looked around. Everyone has cell phones. And I was like, "All right, let me go get one."
I still remember my first cell phone was a Pac Bell flip phone, and there was no camera on it, and this thing was freaking. It was huge. It was a big chunk, of plastic, and it was by Pacific Bell.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I like the Siemens phones that they used to have. They like light up and shit.
Oh yeah.
But Nokia was always the go-to back then.
Oh yeah, Nokia was big.
Just because the quality of the phone was better than anything else.
Yep. Shoot, I remember when my first camera phone I got, it was 1 megapixel, and then I remember being a big news like when they went to 2 megapixel, and then all of a sudden they went to 5, and that was like the big thing. If if you had a 5 megapixel phone, like you were a baller, you know.
Yeah.
So remember when GPS came out on the phones, you know.
Now, like I buy the phone that's like 2 years old, whatever iPhone it is, that's small enough for me to put in my pocket. Because I hate big phones, and then I use a phone at home, a Chinese phone that I got for $200 that has 4 cameras, because they don't have to pay Texas Instruments, so I can't activate this phone on an American network because it's outlawed. The Redmi brand or Xiaomi's. They won't activate them because they don't pay those licenses. But it has a Samsung screen. It has the 4 cameras that the newest iPhone has, but it's fucking 2 years older than the newest iPhone. Yeah, Chinese phones are the way to go for sure.
Well, especially if you can get them unlocked.
Yeah, if you can get them unlocked, then fuck, you're golden.
A lot of them come unlocked already.
I mean, if you can get a network to actually activate it.
Well, is what you would want to do is have, as long as it uses the same micro SIM as, let's say a phone that you have on your network, and as long as that phone is unlocked, you can do that. Because I had a friend of mine who he had bought, actually it was when I worked at the club, he had bought like this super expensive Chinese phone because it was one of the first phones that it was the whole LCD would flip and fold. And he wound up getting one and he got it unlocked. In fact, the sender sent it unlocked. And so, and they said it would work with, and it was specific networks. It worked with AT&T, T-Mobile, but not Verizon. So as long as you had AT&T or T-Mobile, I know it worked with that, but it didn't work with any of the like Boost. It didn't work with Verizon, anything like that. But he was able to, and he had AT&T, so it worked for him. He put his little SIM card in, but he had to get the SIM card with another phone he had.
So it looks like Sentinel Fighting Armor Wolverine is on sale on sideshow.com with $5 shipping. Hell yeah! I don't mind paying $65 or $70 for this action figure.
Nice.
Yeah, now I want all of the fighting armor ones.
So, Kaz, you gonna help Bruce assemble the Sky Striker when he's done painting it?
If he needs help with it, he had put it together already before.
Oh, did he?
Started painting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit me up this morning and was talking about it.
He's all, I'm on it already.
Yeah, I sent him a text this morning. I got notification because I track, all the packages that I send and receive with a tracking app, and it notified me that it was out for delivery, and I was like, oh, so I sent him a text. Sure enough, I think he got it like a half hour later.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
So.
Yeah, he was excited about that shit. He hit me up super early. I was like, oh. He's like, what's up, man? I was like, damn, why you sound like that? I was like, well, I just woke up.
So you should print up one of the Rattlers, man. Those are pretty small.
I got some of the parts done for one. It's just all in bins, and I kind of bailed on it. It was a bad time in life. I kind of bailed on it. I do need to read.
Damn.
Are you printing anything right now, or?
None of them are printing anything right at the moment. I'm gonna get back to it. Thanksgiving had me fucked up.
Print a Rattler, man. If anything, you should print a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
and then just put a big old sale online. Make yourself some money. And I've already said you can print my stuff and sell it. I don't care.
Start showing pictures, people get interested in it. You're right. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm over here looking through like I said, the Cyber Monday shit too. Man. I'm sorry, y'all.
Anything
Shit.
good for Cyber Monday?
I don't know, man. I'm looking at like Wi-Fi thermostats right now. They got one for $41. This like
What is it you're looking for?
a Wi-Fi thermostat. I'm just looking around at random shit. I don't really need anything.
I could
Oh,
use
Wi-Fi thermostat.
Oh, Wi-Fi thermostat. I'll tell you, Nest is pretty good. That's what we have.
The Nest, that's what they got for $41.
Yeah, I like Nest. Nest is pretty cool. That's what we've got. They're normally pretty cheap too. What are you on, like Best Buy or Walmart or Target or
Amazon's got Cyber Monday.
Amazon? Ooh, Cyber Monday deals.
Wait, but it's only Sunday where you're at.
Well, they start advertising that stuff early. Like, yeah, see, they have the OLED switch for $349. But I don't know how that's a good deal. I don't think that's their Cyber Monday deal, though.
Yeah, I think that one's retail.
Right.
Shit, Sideshow's got a bunch of stuff on sale. Don't go on Sideshow.
Yeah, only thing in Sideshow I have is a General Hawk. I had a ton of stuff at one point, and then when I lived in Riverside, when my house got broken into, some of that stuff was stolen, and then the stuff I had left over, I wound up selling to be able to buy a really good surveillance system. And
oh fuck, you can get Boss Fight Studio shit on sale right now on Sideshow.com.
Really?
Yeah, here, Valkyrie of the Dead is $16.99.
Ooh, hold on.
Yeah. That's the one on sale. $16.99. Here, Valkyrie of the Dead.
Very nice, very nice. Here, let's see. The sale.
She comes with a set of wings.
What side are you on? Sideshow?
Sideshow.com. You under their Black Friday or?
Yeah. But if you just put filter for a Boss Fight Studio, it'll come up.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do real quick.
I'm gonna look at all their manufacturer list right now.
Hell yeah. On their manufacturers. I didn't know Sideshow was a distributor for Boss Fight. That's really cool.
Neither did I.
That's gonna be. I think they only have one thing. Yeah, it shows that they only have one thing from them. They care about.
Huh? Oh, that's the only one that's on sale.
Oh, okay. Ooh, she's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But can she do backflips?
I don't know about that. The fucking Beast Kingdom, buy one, get one 50% off. Mainly statues, though.
We got the Mono X6K for $250.
You can get fucking Darkwing Duck, classic Donald Duck.
Oh, I do like that Sephiroth.
Yeah, the Sephiroth ain't on sale though.
Yeah, he is. He's 108.
Well,
normally 155. Yeah. Although I might have I have the old Play Arts one. It's not this nice, so yeah, I don't think I have this one.
Fuck. Beast Kingdom has me by the balls. Powerpuff Girls save the day D stage. That would be fucking badass to have.
A Die Hard Christmas book. That's kind of cool.
Jack Skeleton statue.
It was a White Ranger. The guy who passed away, that was the White Ranger, right?
Oh yeah, the Green Ranger becomes the White Ranger.
Okay. They have a White Ranger, the 1/10 scale statue on sale for $112. That's actually pretty cool.
Tommy Oliver eventually becomes the Red Ranger. Someone, JJ was explaining this to me, and he's also in a bunch of the new series as like a veteran ranger. He has like something called the Master Morpher.
Oh, okay.
I had to get off that website.
See, I'm not like the biggest Power Ranger fan, but my son loves it.
Oh yeah.
I try to get him some stuff. Oh, that's kind of cool. Damn, that's expensive. Normally $630, it's $472. It's a statue of the Shredder.
Oh, the Shredder? Fuck, that one's dope.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, Sideshow. The Batcave diorama. 588. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that thing's badass, though.
That thing looks huge.
It's got to be, because that's for what, 1/6 scale? Or no, that's smaller than that.
I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, because it has the Batmobile next to it. It's got to be small. Batmobile.
Oh, it's 150th.
Oh, so it's small.
It's smaller than HO.
Yeah. It's more like Hot Wheels.
Yes. Smaller than HO?
No, it's about HO, I think.
Okay.
Which would be what, Hot Wheels, right?
Hot Wheels is 164th. I think HO is just under 160th.
Is it? Because I know a lot of people use like the Hot Wheels cars.
Yeah, for their train sets.
Yeah, I always did. It's kind of cool though, but I wouldn't pay that for that.
It says it's 9 inches tall, 14 wide, 18 deep.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty sick for a 66 Batman.
Right? So I love the old Batman though.
I remember we watched it with Grandma.
Yes, I used to watch that when I was a kid at my grandma's house. You know, I used to love the, they'd hit someone and you'd be, wow.
I get frustrated as fuck watching that show.
It's like,
why is the Batman fucking balls?
Right?
I didn't understand the humor, I guess.
Yeah. I like the Tom and Jerry statue they got.
Oh, they have a Beetlejuice sandworm metal bottle opener. $17.50. What's this infected worker action figure? Who the hell makes that? Oh, Joy Toy. They have Joy Toy on there? Oh, fuck. They carry Joy Toy. Buy one, get one 50% off Joy Toy.
That's kind of cool.
On the Sideshow right now. That's a fucking good deal.
That's really kind of cool. So if you want to have, what scale is that? Is that 1/18th or?
Yeah, and they got Warhammer shit up on there. They their original line. Damn, people fucking bought some of the Warhammer shit quick. That sold out fast.
Oh, I'm sure.
The cycle is still up though. The Black Templar Outriders bike.
Did you see the infected hoodies figure?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I'm gonna go back to Amazon though, see if there's anything good up there.
Around site, you know.
Damn, buy 150, get 150% off. Almost want to get a couple mecha. Shit, tell Bo. Someone text Bo.
Oh, Bo?
Yeah.
They
What the
got
fuck?
Spruder to the tutor half off?
No, for Joy Toy.
Oh, is he a Joy Toy fan?
Yeah, and then also Kotobukiya. They have Kotobukiya at sideshow.com. With a Zoid kit is on sale.
What is this thing?
Fuck, buy one, get one 50% off on a bunch of Kotobukiya.
Looking at Big Bad now. Ain't shit on Big Bad.
I'm gonna look at their Hot Toy shit right now.
Yeah, Hot Toys is awesome.
See if any of that's on sale.
Oh shit, man! I'm starting to get tired over here too.
See, Hot Toys. So Captain Rex is on sale. Hot Toys.
Really?
The IG-11 Hot Toys is on sale for $188. That'd be sick. Of course, the Mando is not on sale.
I thought I saw Mandalorian on sale.
Somewhere, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you buy one and get one 50% off. Fuck. Shore Trooper.
Hey, Kaz.
Yeah.
What was that dark gray that you bought for your filament for the hydrofoil? Do you have some I can see how it looks?
I think it was
And then
called
do you know what color it was?
Space Gray on that 3DS Max. Hold on,
Because I was making this hydrofoil for. I have two hydrofoils I have to do for two different customers, and one I was doing for the weapons and like the side guns. I just didn't like the gray. I want to give them a better gray. So that's a dark gray, right?
It's called Space Gray.
Space gray. Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
And it's much darker than the lighter gray, right?
Yes. Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot. Way darker.
Is it Lando's on sale?
Oh, really? Which version of Lando?
Hot Toy.
Oh, I know that, but which version of Lando?
ESB.
Oh, okay.
Cloud City.
Oh, cool. What's the brand? Is it Overture or?
Not a 3D. That LLDS Max.
LLDS.
Yeah, it's a website. You go to LLDS Max.
Oh, you went to a website.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it a good price?
Yeah, hell yeah.
What's the site?
LLLDSMAX.com.
Oh, Max. Okay.
Click on
If anybody sees Sentinel fighting armor on sale anywhere, let me know.
Oh, definitely.
The Sentinel for what?
The Sentinel Marvel fighting armor. They have a bunch of characters now on that line.
Is this where you got that Auburn color? That Auburn red?
No, that was from Amazon, but it was.
That was Amazon. Yeah. See, and I tried ordering that stuff from there, and they wouldn't ship to me.
They would only let me order one roll at a time.
Maybe it's also region too.
I would order one a day or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like 5 rolls, I think, before I got impatient from ordering every day. But yeah, that's where I got the gray from that 3D has made. It came out with a teal color too that I'm trying out. But they sent me the wrong shit. They sent me some shit called Coyote Brown. I gotta return this, and they sending me the right stuff. The Coyote Brown ain't bad for military vehicles, probably.
Oh shit! Falling asleep.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for the night, man. Because it is getting late. I want to browse a couple of these little sales sites and shit.
All right.
See what Cyber Monday talking about.
All right, brother. You have a good night.
Yeah, good night, SG. Good night, Kaz. Good night, everybody in chat. GZ, M3, Lone Dragon, Dan.
Yep.
Jern.
Everyone. Thanks again, Kaz, and it was good talking to you, DFS.
Prophet, yeah, good talking with y'all.
Hey, for sure, man. If y'all ain't doing nothing, I'll be back again tomorrow. Anybody doing an after party? No.
Sleepy.
Well, okay. So Prophet and you guys, if I'll host an after party, if you guys come onto the stream.
That's the deal.
You guys gonna come on the stream?
I'll be in chat while I'm laying in bed.
Hey, Prophet, will you come on the stream if I host it? He's not saying anything. Probably not.
He's like, I'm already in bed.
He wasn't ready.
He's like, all right, humans.
Humans, I'm already asleep.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, your ass stupid. Don't do that.
All right, y'all. You have a good night. Oh no, I guess Prophet says he'll come on.
He said he'll do it.
All right, here. Let me create thing real quick, and then let's see.
Yeah, get the link. I'll post it.
Creating it now. Go live.
I actually got some of these supports cleared out of these votes.
And then I will here, let's go to invite, copy.
What, you have an alternative account opened up on here?
Yeah. All right, I just sent in the private chat, Kaz, the link.
Okay.
Is it S3D_toys? No.
You should be.
There we go. All right, so that's the link right there, man.
I thought that was the one that got his temp banned.
Well, I had 2 S3D toys.
Oh yeah, that was I see the one from 2 weeks ago. Shit, I can't find the new one.
Here, give me 1 sec. I'll give it. I'll do that one right now too. Here, give me a sec. Let's see. That's good.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this from. Oops. I gotta log out of this one here. Sign back in. It might just be S3D, then Space Toys. Right here. Yeah, no, it says S3D_toys.
Oh, humans.
Hey, what's going on, Private? Hey,
Yes, you know, I actually tried to join Kaz's stream when he put the link up. But after sitting there for 7 minutes, I decided to give up.
oh, yeah, he could hear you on that one.
Backstage for 7 minutes.
Oh, I must have been looking at Amazon, man. Shit. Damn, my bad.
No good. I understand. Kaz has children and it's Cyber Monday deals. He's distracted. I'm not even remotely upset him.
Damn, man. I'm sorry.
But yes, I tried to jump in back when you guys were talking about cell phones.
Damn.
Because my first cell phone was this giant brick of a phone for cricket, and I lived in New Mexico.
Oh, wow.
It actually still had an extendable antenna on it.
I remember those.
But my first modern cell phone, I would say.
Hey, I'm gonna make the crossover, man. Steve, it's going down on Steve's channel after party, y'all.
Definitely. And then, here, let me do the YouTube thing. Let me find out what's going on with that real quick, so I can give you that as well. So if they want to chat in here, they can.
Yeah, I found it easily because I'm subscribed to both of y'all.
Yeah, here, let's see. So I do have 2 channels. Trying to find the second one. Let's go to sign out. Go sign back in. Let's go. Maybe I'll do this one.
I found it just scrolling. I typed in S3D and then I just scrolled until it came up.
Oh, is it up? Were you able to get on it?
Yeah.
And it shows live right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. You want to post that in the private chat?
Let's see if I can.
And then if
Yeah,
Kaz can share that too.
Oh, I can't put it in the private chat because that's on my phone, but I can put it. I can put the.
Oh, here I found it. So I'll post it in the private chat. So if anybody wants to just view it from YouTube as well, they can.
I put the serial code in there.
Okay, yeah, I did too.
Hell yeah.
All right, here we go.
Well, good night, everybody.
All right, everyone, have a good night. Come on to ours or to my after party. And
oh yeah.
Good night, Kaz.
All right, good night, everyone. Have a great one.
All right, you too.
All right, peace.